You're listening to The Boxing Voice.
It's showtime! Welcome back, boxing fans. Blood is good.
Fireplace, a mask of blood.
Blood is emotion.
Too much fluid coming out of the eye.
Blood is a story, a drama.
Deep gas, blood pouring right into his eye.
Blood is what we want to see in terms of passion.
Blood streaming now from the cut in the eye, the nose, his mouth, his cheeks swollen, and he's still going.
What we want is a bloody good fight tonight. We have Heather, the Heat Hardy. Is this you?
This is me. I think I need to talk to you every night because you make me smile and blush over here.
Never been a lame hoe, never been a lame hoe. Yeah, I love tricks. I'm okay.
You're serious? You're serious?
And that's the good thing about UK. That's why I can't hate on them guys, man. They love fucking boxing.
No fighters in England. They all bums.
Did you hear what this idiot just said?
Yo, son, you're gonna get your ass beat by Molina, son.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's overrated.
Do some push-ups for me right now.
For the interview? Yes. Let those gifted hands go. Get out of here, Virgil. Go home.
You want the table shot for free. You not even honest. You want the table shot for free.
BoxingVoice.com.
This is why we use the word sensation.
All right, everybody, we are back. It's a crazy edition, not another edition. A lot of crazy shit happened this weekend in these fights, man. We're definitely going to get into that. A lot of you guys, I've been receiving the PayPal notifications, so a lot of you guys are definitely putting in your submissions for the Mayweather glove. We'll give that away the Sunday show right after the big fight. So I guess that makes it September 14th or something like that. And I've been getting a lot of emails and tweets, questions. I don't know. We've been doing the same platform for a long time now. But for those that don't know, every $1.40 is one submission. So think of it that way. If you did $1.40 times 100, that's 100 submissions. And if your random number, you've already took up that block of number 1 through 100. That's how it works. That's why some of these guys keep winning, because they paying like they weigh. So also want to thank everybody that continues to download the Boxing Voice app, both on Android and iPhone. Thank you for all the reviews on there, iTunes reviews as well. Remember, 5 stars the best. 1 star, you're keeping it real, and we accept that. Everybody that continues to go to audible.com. Of course, over on our site, it's theboxingvoice.com/affiliate sponsors. And picking up your free copy, 1 month free of any Audible book that you want. They got over 150 titles, so you might as well go down over there. They definitely have boxing titles. We've went through this numerous times. Remember, it's free for you, and you're supporting your favorite podcast. So that's how you do it, man. Same thing goes for Anna and Fast Break Bell Bonds. If you're ever in a jam, you already know, 973-497-7000, your freedom call. And now your call to get things off your chest. Let me know, man. Should we even have a rematch? That fight was a little ugly. I don't know. I want to see what you guys think. But call in, 646-478-3068. Let us know what's on your mind. Let me know. Chaves, Rios, should they do it again? Kovalev, still looking like he's a machine, I guess. And Bernard Hopkins looking like the baddest man on the planet right now. You know, just showing up at the fight earlier, having the contract signed, making stipulations. If you don't leave with that belt, you don't get a fight with the legend. I mean, this guy, he's I don't know. Floyd throws around TBE, James, but this guy is definitely making a case to be in one of the greatest fighters ever to do it. 20 defenses, let alone in the middleweight division. Then, becoming a champion after such an old age, defending that title. The accolades go on and on and on. But
fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Boxing fans, here's Jameson.
Yeah, man, I really loved that last night with Bernard Hopkins jumping on the HBO broadcast. But to be honest with you, a lot of people see what the feedback is off Twitter stuff like that, and they think Kovalev's just going to crush Bernard Hopkins. But I don't think that is going to be a fight for Kovalev, man. I think this is a 50-50 fight, to be honest with you, because I think there's definitely defensive flaws in Kovalev that Bernard Hopkins is going to exploit. But I'm excited that it's going to happen. I mean, this is, I guess, the end of the proverbial Cold War, man. So I'm excited to see Bernard Hopkins back on HBO, and it's a fight that I want to see. If we're not going to get Donna Stevenson versus Kovalev, shit, I'll take Bernard Hopkins versus Kovalev. That's a good fight.
It is, man. And if anything, Kovalev rids us of Hopkins, because let's be honest, I mean, he's around because nobody's beating him. Last guy to beat him up was Chad Dawson, and after that, he's been on a smack fest is what it looks like. Let's jump straight out to the streets, man. 718, you're live on the Boxing Voice. What's going on, brother? What do you want to talk about?
Hey, yo, Ness, what's good, my dude?
QB, what it do?
Man, listen, that fight yesterday, man, Rios looked, man. I don't know what's wrong with Rios' style, but Chaves was beating him up, man. They should never have stopped that fight. I understand he nudged him in his eye with the glove and all that, but they both was like going head to head and all that, like head bunts and all that almost. And I know it was a couple fouls, but it wasn't enough to. The last time it wasn't no foul. I looked at it. I seen the preview. It wasn't no foul. The last one. He just outworking Rios, man. Rios looked flabby and slow. He looked real flabby and slow at 147. And he's not elite. I mean, he's a punching bag, man. Come on, man. I mean, I don't know how he gonna do. I don't want to see that fight again. I mean, I'm telling you now. But and another thing, I like the way Hawkins represented himself. He showed Max Kellerman what time it is. It was so funny, man. Max Kellerman had the puppy face. He was red and all that, man. And yeah, that's gonna be a good
QB, but
fight,
let me ask you something. Why you think Hopkins got mad? Because it wasn't, at first I thought Kellerman said this will be the greatest feat of your career, but I think he said one of the greatest. So, I don't really get why Hopkins got all upset.
Now he was like, he should know already. Well, he's an alien. He tried to say like, you don't. Well, other words he was saying, well, you don't know how my resume. Check my resume. You should know already. He said, you know better than that, Kellerman, man. You know better than that. Talking like that, you know what I'm saying? That's what he was saying. And Kovalev, he looking like he destroying people. I don't know. Hawkins gonna make it an ugly fight, man, for him, man. But yeah, that fight coming on November 8th, and they gonna fight on HBO. So Hawkins got some type of pull, man, or somebody doing something right.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily pull, but QB, let me get to some other callers. I don't know if it's necessarily pull, James, or the fact that Kovalev needs a dance partner.
I'm sorry, I dropped off, man, for a second. What are we talking about?
Well, QB was just saying that Bernard Hopkins has pull, and I'm saying I don't know if that necessarily means that Bernard Hopkins has pull, because this fight is going to take place on HBO more than it means that Kovalev needs a dance partner, and HBO is in the Kovalev business.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, Bernard Hopkins definitely, I think, can bring him over to Showtime, but I think the pull right now is from the Kovalev side. So, I mean, I definitely think this is okay. Are you saying that you don't agree with Bernard Hopkins having to go over to HBO?
No. The caller said Bernard Hopkins has pull, like, he's getting his way. Let me see here. 503, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, man? It's Jose from Little Oregon. Hey, I just wanted to call about the Brandon Rios and the Hop.
Jose, can you just give us a call back, please? Jose, give us a call back. You have a really bad connection, sound like a typewriter, but I'll get right to you, 503. So just hang up, call right back, brother. 757, you're live. Who's this?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? This is Timbo from Virginia.
Timbo, what up?
Not much, man. Just wanted to comment on the fights last night. Kovalev, he did what he was supposed to do. And I definitely think that's a 50-50 fight. But regarding the Rios and Chavez fight, man, I really feel like Rios was trying to find a way out that fight by complaining to the refs all night long, man. I really think he was trying to find a way out. Like, he wanted that guy to get disqualified because finally he was in the ring with a guy that was nastier than him and was basically beating him from the outside and inside. I just think Rios did not have an answer for that guy, yo. And they seemed real worried in his corner. You know, Robert Garcia was basically telling him that he had to win basically the last 5 rounds to win the fight. So I feel like Rios was trying to find a way to get out the fight. And
yeah, man. I don't know if
it.
I don't know if I would call it getting out the fight, but I'll tell you one thing. I was just as upset as you with all the crying that he was doing. But someone sent us a slow motion video, man. It's crazy. We as fight fans, we get fucking creative. They sent the slow motion video, and it does show Chaves, like rubbing the inside of his gloves, back and forth across Rios' face. So, I don't know.
But you know what the thing about it is, Rios was throwing little headbutts in the inside also. He was doing the same thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, from the very beginning, listen, you know what the big problem there was more the referee did not understand the other fighter. Diego Chaves, from the beginning of that fight, he had lost because the referee they didn't understand him. Like, so he had been complaining from the beginning about headbutts, but the referee didn't pay him any mind. And as soon as Rios complained, the referee started deducting points. That's how it's felt like to me. But regardless of the point deductions or not, I still had Chaves winning. At the time, I believe it probably was a draw, but he was still even up on rounds. I got my scorecard, but did you score the fight?
Yeah, let me pull up my scorecard right quick. I also love the way Chaves, he came out and said, like, hey, I want a rematch with the guy. I'll fight him at his house. But Rios, it seems to me like he really doesn't want a rematch with the guy. I had it 74-75 before the stoppage.
Yeah, I had it 4-2. Both of them having 2 even 9 rounds because of the point deductions.
Yep. So yeah, I had 74-75 after the 8th round, and I had Chaves up. But it was just crazy that the referee took a point away from Chaves for holding, and I've seen worse than that. I mean, to me, he really wasn't holding all that much.
Nah. I that's where I jump off right there because I definitely agree. I don't agree that a point deduction was needed, but I do agree that at the time of the point deduction, the motherfucker was holding a lot. He was holding, man. He was fucking holding too much. It was bothersome.
I don't know, man. I just never seen Rios complain. So it just seemed to me that he was in there with a guy that wasn't going away, and he was hurting him the whole fight. And it just seemed like to me he wanted a way out the fight.
Well, like I said, man, I partially agree. I never seen like you. I never seen Rios complain so much, and I had Chaves up comfortably at the time. That those right hands were landing. He was landing left hooks. He was doing some running though because he couldn't do any more holding. But even still, man, he was catching Rios with that right uppercut. Like, oh my god, like Rios ain't have no answers. Listen. It was unjust what happened. Like, this fight should have went the whole distance. And it's like you said, we've never seen Rios react like this. We've seen him take 10 fucking low blows from Lamont Peterson and keep fighting and not even talk to the ref. But in this fight, he couldn't do what he normally does in terms of bullying guys over, so he had to look for the ref. But look, 757, I'm going to get to some other callers, brother. Thanks for calling in. You already know. I'm just trying to get into the mood of not leaving people on hold too long because they're getting mad at me. They're getting mad, man. You know how these guys are. So
Introducing the hard-hitting ringside Robbie.
Hello, guys. I'm really looking forward to the Bernard Hopkins Sergey Kovalev fight. I think that's going to be a fantastic fight. I view that as a 50-50 fight at this point, and we're going to find out some things about Kovalev that haven't been answered. Remember, he's never been 8 rounds. And, you know, Bernard, he specializes on going 12 rounds, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get Kovalev in the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. I'm looking forward to that fight, and good on Bernard for taking it, because I thought he was guaranteed to go after Stevenson, because his last Showtime fight or the one before that, he said, if you don't fight on Showtime, you're not fighting me. So now he's going over to HBO. So I guess he changed his tune on that one. But I'm looking forward to that, and I don't want to see Rios Chaves again. No, thank you.
Well, all right. I want to see it again, man. I think that there is. We need a definitive answer, even though we got that, but the wrong guy, in my opinion, got the win, man. I don't know. James, what did you think of last night, Brandon Rios and Diego Chaves?
No, I totally agree with you. I love that fight. Yeah, I don't know. I'm in the camp. I think the fight was dirty on the side, so I don't necessarily. I don't agree with the call. Definitely stopping the fight, but I would love to see a second one because I mean. So he was there being punched too, man. He was standing straight up basically the entire fight, but he just kept fucking combination punching. Brandon Rios is gonna beat Brandon Rios every fight. That's why I love watching that guy. But I don't know. I want to see another one. I'll be with it.
James, I don't know if you hear me, brother, but you are sounding horrible, which translates to horrible. So get that together and then unmute yourself. I'm going to go ahead and take it back out to the streets, get to some other callers here. All right. What's going on, my brother Jim? What it do?
Good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
How are we all?
How we doing, brother? How we doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. What do you guys think? I mean, on a bigger scale, with what's happening with Hopkins coming and fighting on HBO, like where's his position at the moment with Golden Boy? He's obviously a partner, but did he stand down from what position did he have with them?
Well, he's a partner. He has a percentage in the stock, and not only that, there was a point in this whole feud where he felt that Richard was right in all this, but most recently he came out and he said that he's going to back Oscar and he's going to stick with Oscar. So I'm assuming they have a pretty good relationship, and I think this is big. I think this is great.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can have that fight, co-promoted by Golden Boy and main events, so that we can see a banner come fight night, and maybe that means something. Maybe Ken Hirschman is willing to do some business with Golden Boy, and Oscar De La Hoya could get out of from under Heyman's thumb, because right now there's really just nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do. I mean, all his fighters are taken up.
Espinosa's pretty tied in with Heyman, that isn't he? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Well, the thing with Espinosa is this whatever's happening clearly has to happen in order to keep Mayweather. It just doesn't make any other sense, all these Mayweather show boxes and all these Al Heyman mismatches, because let's be realistic. Al Heyman is Floyd's advisor, so they're all just going to stick together because they've been doing that for this far. So, I think Espinosa's he's just stuck. He's stuck. But clearly Oscar is looking for a way out. If
Yeah,
not
that's what
Oscar,
I'm
if
just
not
looking at this
Oscar,
from a bit
then
of a political standpoint.
if not Oscar, then definitely Bernard Hopkins is grabbing the bull by the horn, and he went across the street. But I'm telling you, if you guys start to listen, look, we have the Porter conference call on our YouTube channel, and we have the Danny Garcia Rod Salka conference call. Listen to those conference calls and listen to the answers that Oscar De La Hoya has given the media when, you know, he's asked about these things, the drug testing, why this fighter's fighting that fighter. And see if you don't see that he's sending out some messages there to everyone. I don't know, or I could be a conspiracy theorist, but you should know that I am by now.
Yeah. Oh well, I think it's definitely a good move seeing Hopkins go over there. I was surprised. I think it's a bit of a tough fight. I don't know which way I'd be going on that one. I don't know. I think that
Jim, listen
I'm
here.
not convinced that Kovalev can go 12 rounds.
Listen here, it's too early to pick that fight, but I do have two questions for you. Again, the Rios Chaves, should we see it again? And what was the other one? It'll come to me after you answer this one, probably.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I personally don't really want to see it again. I didn't really enjoy what I saw, but from like what's fair, I mean, Chavez have a bit of a rough trot, I guess. And that was complete bullshit. The officiating on I was bullshit. That scorecard for Jesse Vargas and what was his opponent's name? Who did Vargas fight?
Novikov, something like. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, Novikov. Those scorecards were fucking atrocious. Like that was fucked. He seems to just not be able to lose, I guess. I mean, he's been in some close fights, and I haven't been overly impressed with Vargas. He's kind of just does enough. But those scorecards were bullshit. Vic Draculich was fucking bullshit. But yeah, I think they deserve a rematch. Rios just doesn't look that good anymore. I'm not convinced he should be 147. I don't think he's just lazy. Like, he looks fat.
He did look fat.
And he doesn't really seem to have the same pop. I mean, like, those shots did kind of look like they were going to be hurting Chavez, but then they just kind of didn't. And Chavez kind of picked up momentum, and Rios just got frustrated. I think he was losing that fight. Yeah, I'm not convinced that he belongs at 147.
Yeah, me neither, man. I don't know. He just looked really fat and sluggish. And again, the complaining, something that we've never seen. But Jim, let me go ahead and place you on mute, and I'll be back to you. I was going to say my second question was the Jesse Vargas thing, but you touched on it. And what I was going to say was, like, this guy's going to get fed to the wolves now. Like, this is all that means, in my opinion. Like, you lose 2 straight fights and you get the win, or they're tight fights, whatever you want to say. You've just been lackluster throughout your career from the departure of Roger Mayweather's, when he just started not being a fun guy to watch and now getting in numerous tight fights. His next fight is probably Ruslan. I mean, Ruslan was looking at this fight with invested eyes. He put out a couple of quotes basically saying that he was going to get the winner of either Rios Chaves or Vargas Novikov. So they probably going to go.
Yeah, well, there's not really too many other fights for those guys who fight on HBO. So.
Yeah, but they're probably going to go that Chavez route because the fact that they just have to feed Chavez to the wolves at this point. I mean, he's been getting it easy and looking horrible. Like, you're supposed to get it easy and look good.
You mean Vargas?
When we interviewed him, this guy said after this fight he wanted Pacquiao, Marquez, or Danny Garcia. Man, this dude is
no way. Yeah, I'll let you guys go and get on to some other callers.
All right, Jim. So, yeah, man, ESPN2, man, we got to talk about it because this weekend was strange all the way around. I mean, the heavy favorite, in my opinion, Thomas William Jr., he was stopped in the 5th round by Gabriel Campillo, and I don't know what happened, James. I hope that you've seen this fight because he came out in the beginning and maybe, let's say, the first 3 rounds, but in the 3rd, he was already showing signs of slowing down and, having to do a little more to win the round. But the first 3 rounds, he won hands down, and it was basically standing right in front of Campillo, giving a lot of waist lateral movement and just pot shotting and controlling the tempo of the fight and looking good. And then things just turned around. He got a cut. And, unlike Mayweather, who got his first cut versus Maidana, he dealt with that. While he looked panicky at times, he dealt with it. But Thomas Williams Jr., he did not. And ultimately, the fight was stopped. I mean, there was reports that George Peterson himself, the trainer of Thomas Williams Jr., is the one that called the officials to the ring to check out the eye. So I guess he noticed that his fighter wasn't quite himself. Now, there was a lot of hype on this guy, clearly signed to Al Heyman and all the knockout power. I mean, last week I spoke to George Peterson, and they said after this fight they wanted Kovalev. So they really thought they had something in this kid. Did you watch it all unravel on ESPN?
Yeah, man, it happened exactly like the way you said it, man. I didn't think, though, that Campillo was really that much out of it in the first 3 rounds. Definitely he was losing them, but I don't think he was out of it like I think the way you were kind of portraying it. But he definitely started pushing it on. The pressure, I think, just got to Williams. And when that cut happened, man, he mentally checked out of that fight. And then when you – because they said that on the broadcast last night that the trainer asked for the doctor in the corner. And that, to me, is just a little suspicious. They were looking for a way out, and I think this is their way of trying to give save face for their fighter. You know what I mean? So he doesn't have to quit the fight or he doesn't have to throw in the towel. It was stopped by the doctor. That's what I see. That's what I see with this.
You said that the pressure got to him, but I swear I didn't see Campillo applying much pressure. He was the typical Campillo that we're always used to. He was basically throwing 1-2s. He looked very robotic. It's definitely, I mean, with Teddy saying all this leg shit, clearly, it made us all look at his legs, but he does move very stiff. I mean, I can't believe that Thomas Williams let this one slip right through his hands. There was some upside to that kid. He could talk and he could punch, and those are 2 big things in this sport.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nelson.
No, motherfucker, I didn't say my name was different. What the fuck?
Oh, you said your name was Nelson.
No, I didn't. You need to clean your motherfucking ears out, nigga. Hey, yo, man, for real.
This is definitely an explicit podcast whenever we play that intro for you.
Still my favorite intro, though.
For real, though, when it comes to, giving a full serving, you can't get a full serving because I know you picked Kovalev, but I'm giving you a side serving. I'm giving you a side helping a pro, Ness, because you said Kovalev ain't got power like that. I'm quoting you. Kovalev ain't got power like that. I told you he was going to get Blake Caparello out of there clean early. Fucking Vic told you, and you wanted to deny it, and he did that shit. So that's first off.
Nelta.
But
let me just say that honestly, I'm sure you got it on audio somewhere, and your gang of Goonies can help you with that. But I honestly don't remember saying Kovalev doesn't have power when that's the one thing he's demonstrated throughout his career. But whatever, it's Caparello. Who the fuck is that? You know who he looked like when he walked in the ring? I know I'm older than you guys. Listen,
he ain't got power like that. I'm like, what? You tripping and you were.
That's what it was. I know that I'm a bit.
I don't want to spend too much time on that though.
I do because I know that I'm a bit older than you guys. But I don't know if you watched that Cher movie that it was called The Mask. Remember that?
Yeah, the mushed up face looking dude. Yeah.
Yo, tell me that dude didn't look like Caparello last night. Without getting punched, he was already looking like The Mask. You kidding me, bro? Get out of here, man. Look, I picked Kovalev.
All right.
Knock it off.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not giving you no full serving or nothing, but I'm just letting you know, man. You can't say shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You were going overboard with that motherfucker. But
whatever. We'll see. We'll see what he does when he gets in the fucking ring with the master.
Yo, he's gonna have issues with Hopkins, man. If you don't think he is, man, that's your fault.
I wanted to mention that too. The reason why Hopkins got mad at Kellerman is because Kellerman was making it sound like, this is the one fight that Hopkins has that can, validate his career and shit. But it was the rhetoric behind what Max was telling him. So, Hopkins legitimately took offense to that. Kellerman, he pops off. He throws a lot of little slick disses out there. A lot of fighters don't catch it, but he throws that shit out there on the regular. And Hopkins, he wasn't appreciating that. He's not trying to, let somebody get one over on.
That's him backing his HBO boy.
That's on Max.
That's him backing up his own.
Yeah, no, Jesse Vargas.
Well, all I'm gonna tell you is this: November.
When I say, who's the master? You say,
The alien, baby. He's gonna take Kovalev to Mars and leave his ass there.
Yeah, but he was Bernard the Executioner Hopkins. Now he's Bernard the extraterrestrial Hopkins. He's doing it.
He's gonna be
the
master.
Him and Kovalev,
Listen,
he's
good. If he beats Kovalev, Floyd Mayweather just better stop. He just better stop. He better burn all them TBE hats and shirts, or donate them to fucking Haiti or something like that. Because if Bernard beats Kovalev, there's nothing anybody could do. I mean, look at what he's done throughout his career. That would just be like too much.
No, but Hopkins though, like for real, like he's proof positive that it's not all about an O. It's not all about an O, man. It's about what you do. It's about what you go out there and do. You know, he lost his first fight, came back, became middleweight champion, all kinds of defenses, fucking upset Tarver, upset Pavlik, upset Trinidad. Man, he's a king, man. He's the shit. Not too much more you can say. It's hard to overstate it because what he's done is some serious shit. But yeah, him and Kovalev, that's big time shit right there, man. But yeah, no, Jesse Vargas though, he looked like shit. Provodnikov's gonna eat his ass up whenever they decide to feed him to him or whoever else. You know, Terrence Crawford probably could run up there and take him out tomorrow. You know, he was better with Roger Mayweather. Now he's trying to like stand his ground and act like he's some type of, you know, stand and deliver type, you know, boxer puncher. He's not that type of fighter. So I mean, he's ready to get 8.
Yo, speaking of which, who'd you guys have winning that fight? Because I had Vargas losing that fight. I had him down on the cards, bro.
I had 115, 113 Vargas. I had him.
You want to know what?
I had it the other way around. I had the exact other way around.
You want to know what? I'm going to get so much shit today because I had it a draw. Listen, but I wanted Vargas to win, so I was not upset at all. But the thing is this. I didn't give that round where it was a big right hand. I think, let me see. It was a round that everybody...
It's the one that Vargas landed on Atan or whatever his name is, Odnikov.
Yeah, the round that Letterman gave just because it was one right hand. I'm like, hell, he didn't do enough to get that round.
I didn't give him that because at the end of that round, he hit Vargas with like 6 straight right or straight lefts. I think it was. I think he was a southpaw, but he hit him with straight like a bunch of crosses, like straight up the middle, like 6 times in a row.
It was the 4th round, so I know a lot of people gave it to Vargas, and that's how he got the win. But I gave it to Nikolov. But really quick, got to send a shout out on the check-in. Denise from the 860. She goes by the Serious Boxing Fan. She called in and she actually checked in on email. She said she can't wait for the show, especially after reading the article from another website on the Aliens Checkmate. So you already know she's talking about Kovalev and Bernard Hopkins taking place. And she says she will be listening in. Can't wait. So much boxing to talk about from Friday to Saturday. And we're trying to get to that, man. We're talking some ESPN. We got Nelda on the line here. So, Nelda, what else you got for us?
Yeah, man. I wanted to get to the meat and potatoes of my little rant here. See, Diego Chaves wanted out of that fight. He was getting his ass taxed. Fucking Rios was taking his shots, laughing at him, hitting him with his own shots, and rocking Chaves the entire fucking fight. He was rocking him with a right uppercut. With left
I don't agree. There's no fucking way that Chaves wanted out of that fight.
They called him all kinds of shit, and that motherfucker wasn't even close to knocking to rocking Rios in the same fashion. Not even close. He rocked Rios one time in the first round. The rest of those shots, Rios was eating like it wasn't shit. The fucking judges had it even. It was an even fight all the way up until then. People saying that Diego Chaves was dominating and got robbed. They need to stop that shit. All these Diego apologists need to stop that bullshit. I hope you motherfuckers try to get your eyes gouged out if you think that shit is all right. Because that motherfucker was trying to gouge the motherfucker eye out. Fucking body slamming him, doing DDTs and all that bullshit. Trying to rip his eye out, trying to lace him in the fucking eye, trying to lace him in the nose and shit. That's some whole ass shit. That's some whole ass motherfucking shit. I'm surprised Rios can just go in there and stop that motherfucker down the way they fucking should have.
Nota, you need to stop drinking and getting on the show, bro.
Ain't
You need to
nobody
fucking stop drinking and just.
that bullshit. Listen, first of all, Chavez was not getting rocked. He was doing the rocking. I don't know what the fuck you were watching.
He was beating the shit out of Rios.
And
Yeah,
Brandon
he rocked him
Rios.
repeatedly, Ness. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Ness? He rocked him fucking repeatedly. He was hurting that nigga to the body, man. He
Listen.
was rocking his motherfucking ass. And all these fucking niggas that are talking about, oh, Robert Garcia encouraged my daddy to be dirty. Shut the fuck up, niggas. You motherfuckers are stupid as shit. You motherfuckers are fucking retarded, man. Fucking Rios has nothing to do with fucking Maidana. What fucking happens to Rios has nothing to fucking do with Maidana. Rios ain't in fucking Maidana's corner.
Nota's arguing himself right now. He's arguing with himself.
He's mad right
now. How do you really feel, Norta? Give it to us.
Right, they're on Twitter talking shit, fucking Paulie Malignaggi talking all that shit. That nigga got post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder. That's right. That motherfucker has been completely trivialized by that shit, traumatized, whatever. He's never gonna recover from that shit, so he feels the need to talk shit about all kinds of other fighters. Then he gonna stay steady running for Mauricio Herrera, fucking fighting bums, talking all kinds of bullshit, fucking Brian Barris and bare knuckle bum fights and shit. Shut the fuck up. Calling real. Motherfucker, you lost to a fat ass that was training on weed and fucking Fruit Loops.
Nota, who hurt you, bro? Who hurt you?
What?
Who hurt you?
Nota.
Give a fuck about your feelings.
Don't nobody give a fuck about your feelings, man. We all seen Chavez win that fight. And if you would have seen differently, you wouldn't be mad with the decision and you wouldn't be this upset. But you this upset because your boy was getting his ass cracked.
Nah, not even. That's I had Rios winning that motherfucker. He was tackling and I even almost picked Chavez. You heard me on fucking Thursday, giving Chavez every fucking benefit of the doubt. I pretty much laid out the entire argument for how Chavez could beat Rios on that motherfucking show. You can go back and listen to that shit. I told you that I've seen Chavez before. I told you that I've seen Chavez fight on the inside before. He fought on the inside well with Rios, but Rios was getting to his ass, and then he started fouling him. He started fouling him in the in the early rounds, then he wrapped that shit up, trying to fucking pull his eye out and all kinds of other dumb shit.
Hey, no, I'm sorry, man. But you lost me at you had Rios up.
Yeah, I did. Just like one of the judges, Ness.
I was one of the judges.
Now all of a sudden, all judges have credibility according to Norta.
Hey, Nelta, let me get to some other callers, Nelta. Let me get to some other callers, but definitely. That boy crying. 516, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Yo, it's KH, man. It's Kevin Horn. What are you doing?
Kevin Horn, what's up, brother? We just wiping away all these tears Nelta left on him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with Nelta. I'm like, I know you said the DQ is unjustified. And my question is, I don't like how the ref handled it because he didn't even give an explanation on, like, the DQ. But, when you say Rios was acting out of order because you never seen him complaining, but, like, the eyes is a completely different story, man. Like, when you get your eyes fucked with, like, you know what I mean? That's a different sensitivity, and that's something that you can't even protect yourself against. And so I think, I don't think that was exaggerated. There was 3 times he came out of headlocks screaming, motherfucker, get that fuck out of my eyes. So, like, I don't know, man. I don't think that the DQ was unjustified. And also, I know you mentioned the communication and stuff. I know the ref, it seemed like in the beginning of the fight, gave some of the instructions in Spanish. Do you think he just knew that 1 or 2 lines and didn't really know any other Spanish? Or
that's exactly
that?
What I have to believe, because Diego Chaves was complaining before Brandon Rios about the head. I mean, we all seen him wiggling his head trying to get it away from Brandon Rios in every clinch. Like, I don't even know why people picking sides on this. They both was dirty, and a DQ didn't do nothing for us because, look, Nelta had it for Rios, so okay, now he gets a whack win. I had it for Chaves, so he got robbed, in my opinion. So us as boxing fans, we the one that lose out. Them motherfuckers supposed to fight no matter what. So I don't know why we picking sides on who did the dirty tactic. That's stupid. They both was being dirty.
Yeah, and I guess moving forward, I don't want to see it again, just because I think with this bad blood, it's just going to be an ugly fight again, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on the refs. I think you got two guys that they'll be pretty exciting guys as different matchups for different fighters. You know what I mean? So I would kind of rather see them move away from it because, I don't know, let's face it, Rios is pretty much done. He looked chubby, and he had no balance, too. Like, I noticed, he was eating these shots and laughing, but I've never seen him lose his footing and his balance as much as, he did in this fight and any previous fights. And that's something that, Emmanuel Stewart used to always talk about on HBO telecasts, like with coordination and balance. And that's something that usually starts going once these fighters' reflexes go. So that's something I was noticing. And I'm like, who the hell can he beat at 147? And I just don't know if he could really beat anybody there. And I don't know who really Chaves is beating either. That's elite. So I'd rather, see them guys against like a Provatnikov or something like that. And, see which one else gets another fight.
Yeah, I can't agree with that, man. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Brandon Rios versus Bradley. He'll push Bradley, and Bradley will have to show his boxing ability. If not, he might lose a pressure fight. But Kevin Horn, let me get to some other people.
But doesn't Bradley deserve a bigger fight than that? Like, how does Rios get, Bradley?
What other fights out there? What other fights are out there for Bradley, though?
Yeah, but the problem becomes,
What other fights are out there for Bradley?
Fight, like, you really want to see Pacquiao Bradley or Marquez Bradley again?
Well, who knows with this B-Hop coming over to HBO, who's going to be able to start coming over to HBO? It looks like, maybe only people that aren't going to be coming over to be able to fight HBO are guys that are exclusive Heyman without.
And that's the majority of the good fighters at 147, though.
Look, I don't think that that's necessarily true. Remember a long time ago, I was saying that I was told that 2 or 3 Golden Boy fighters were going to go over to HBO. We just got our first one, and don't be surprised if Peter Quinlan is the second one, because they're going to pay for what they need now at this point, and that's what I'm saying Espinoza should do. When they come at you with a whack fight, you don't want it. When they come at you with a good fight,
well, that's what Heyman. That's what the whole Heyman beef first started out with. Was Hirschman started not allowing showcase fights, and he started turning down fights, and that's why, like when people were hating on Hirschman, I was like, you know what, he's trying to just keep away from Andre Berto things to happen again, and like he didn't want to sign long-term commitments. Like the Adrian Broner was like one of the last deals he turned down before the whole Cold War thing, like.
Well, I wouldn't say
long-term deals.
I wouldn't say he turned it down because they made, what was it, like a $16 million offer for 6 fights or something. Remember, James? I wish that Vic was on today because he got a chance to interview Ken Hirschman, who usually doesn't do that many interviews, and Vic got a chance. He said,
is that going to get posted soon? I know you guys posted them good ones with Paulie. I was surprised Paulie was as neutral and shit, like, for the first time in a while I've seen him in them interviews. So those are some good interviews. But the Hirschman going to be up soon?
Well, whenever Vic gets it up, he just did it yesterday. But it's audio only because Hirschman did not want to do camera. Yeah, he didn't want to.
Man, what's up with these people, man? What's up with these boxing folks?
Yo, when you're doing shady things, you don't want to be in the light, man. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
You don't want fans running up on you in fights.
If it wasn't that, right? If it wasn't that, if it wasn't that, then I don't understand the runaround, like the why we going in circles. Just give me direct answers. If it isn't that, like, why are you all of a sudden now breaking what boxing has been doing before he was even born? They were giving out numbers. Now all of a sudden we're not giving out numbers now? I mean, we just changing the rules as we go, and that's because something shady is happening. You only try to cover up when you did something wrong.
Nets, real quick though, B-Hop, who do you think he matches up better against, Kovalev or Stevenson? Because I thought Stevenson was actually an easier fight for him because of the way from far landed that straight right hand, and B-Hop likes to lead with that right hand and then follow up with the head so he can't get hit. So.
I don't know, man. Listen, a dude like Caparello dropped Kovalev, so B-Hop could do a
Yeah.
lot. Remember when he fought Pascal? Pascal had all that power, dropped him 3 times. He was the experience factor, dude. He got it together, and he was able to beat Pascal twice, in my opinion. Like, yo, Hopkins.
Yeah, definitely beat him
Yo, you
twice.
never bet against
And then
Hopkins.
the second fight, he buzzed Pascal like 3 or 4 times.
Yo, never bet against Hopkins unless he's fighting a pure boxer. Like, that's why I picked Chad over over Hopkins, but I'm gonna have to go with with Hopkins on this. It's super early and everything, but either way, it's a win-win for me. If I'm wrong on the pick, we got rid of Hopkins because at the same time, like, it's time. He's 50. Like, I don't care how good he looks.
It's a career match, right?
He needs to now play the role of a true promoter. He needs to give those young kids that can't get an opportunity because he's been through that. You know, he's a dude that turned his life around, went to prison and all that. So, like, he needs to start doing that now. He needs to get out that ring. He got too much money. The dude don't even spend money. I've had conversations with Hopkins you wouldn't believe. He don't even got a stylist at this point. He don't got nothing. It's just him. Like, he's doing everything.
Yeah,
on his own.
he moved to Delaware for tax reasons. Like, he don't play, man. He knows what it's like to have
he's sitting
nothing.
on a
He gonna
bunch
go
of
back to
bread.
having nothing.
Listen, he's sitting on a bunch of bread. He's 50 years old. He needs to just let it go and start living life. You know what I'm saying? Buy him a little car and get a young girl and chill out, man. Run your company.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna let y'all go though. I just wanted to come in. I just also, like I said, I think when you mess with somebody's eyes, I think those are the 2 dirtiest things you could do is fucking with somebody's eyes or intentional headbutts like Maidana did to Broner. And those are the 2 things that, like, I feel like, DQs are justified, but I don't know. I guess I'm gonna look into this dude if he actually does know Spanish at all, or he just don't give no pre-fight introduction or instructions in some type of Spanish if you ain't gonna be able to communicate throughout, because you giving the wrong impression, you know.
Well, all I'm going to say is you found a way to still try and pick who's dirtier in a dirty fight. I mean, they're both dirty. Just blame them both.
Yeah, I think the ref if the ref didn't handle it properly. The ref handles the situation properly. He's in control, then we're not in the situation. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Well, Kevin, let me get to some other people here.
Be good.
Let me see who's this. I'm hoping it is my guy from Scotland. What's going on? Is this MV Chu?
Oh.
Is this MV Chu?
I think it is.
Hello. Yo, can you hear me? What's up?
Oh, all right.
With the blood of a Scottish warrior coursing through his veins, this man proclaimed,
I fucking love boxing. Yo, Simon. Hey, first of all, I want to apologise for Hopkins. I want to apologise because a couple of months ago, I called Bernard Hopkins a slimy, weaselly cunt or something along those lines. And I'm really sorry, you old fox, Bernard. You fucking crafty owl. This was your fucking master plan all along, wasn't it, Bernard? He fucking loves to make the chess metaphor, doesn't he? Oh, checkers and all that shit. Well done, Bernard. You fucking fooled us all. Fooled me. Fooled us all.
What are you talking about, MV2?
Oh, he fooled us all. He fooled you, James. I bet you didn't see this coming.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about him fighting Kovalev?
Of course, James.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. He's never been afraid to fight anyone, and to be honest with you, I think this is a better fight for him than Stevenson. I think Stevenson would give him a little bit more issues than Kovalev will, but I don't know who I'm going to pick yet. I still think it's 50-50. I'm not going to commit to B-Hop like Ness is over there.
Nah, listen. I think Kovalev knocks him out. And all you need to do is just look at the last couple of Hopkins fights. He struggled with that Turkish guy, Murat, or wherever the fuck he's from. And if that guy can lay hands on Hopkins, man, if Kovalev fucking puts hands on him, Hopkins is gonna get knocked out. And like Nez said, like, I respect the bravery of Hopkins, but
He's took money from boxing. This is why part of me doesn't like Hopkins. I respect the fact that he's 50 years old and he's still winning. But you took away the money coming into boxing from Tito Trinidad. All those pay-per-views, you fucking ruined that guy's career. Fair enough. Kelly Pavlik, all the pay-per-views were going to come in from him. Fair enough. There's others. You fucking ruined many a pay-per-view star. All the money that would have came in generated.
You can't fault a guy for winning and beating up on all these dudes. You can't fault him for that.
I can't really, but you know, there's an argument. Like Nez just said there, fucking 2 minutes ago. Like, it's time to step aside, man. Okay, you've proved your point. You're better than all these cunts. You'll go down as one of these best ever boxers. Okay, you've proved your point. Now get the fuck out of the way, because your style is shit. You're not entertaining. It's meant to be entertainment first. I don't give a fuck if you win a fight. Personally, I don't give a fuck if you win a fight by a point and you're 50. I don't care. Why is, like, in my opinion, there might be some other kind of reason behind that. Who knows why? I respect his skill set, but I mean, look at it, man. He's 50 years old, nearly, and he's doing whatever it takes to win. Whatever it takes. I don't find that good for boxing. Some people might think that's good for boxing. I don't. I think that's fucking shit. I want to see the exciting fighters come up, get the glory. I don't want to see Bernard Hopkins anymore. Just let it go. But I respect his balls. He's doing what no one else is going to do. He's going to step in the ring with Kovalev. And if he wins, fair play to him. But either way, if you win or lose, retire. No more. It's enough. Step aside. It's time. Like Ned said.
If he beats Kovalev, you wouldn't want to see a Stevenson fight? I'd be okay with a Stevenson fight. Should he get past Kovalev? One last hurrah, man. I'm alright with that.
Yeah, me too. If he beats Kovalev, then fuck. He might as well clean out the entire division.
Then be out.
But then again,
there's really no one under them. There's really no one up and coming prospects that are going to fucking challenge him.
After the Stevens fight, that's it. He's got all 5 titles.
Yep.
But that's my point. He's taken away the fucking punchers. Man, if Kovalev and
wait a minute, MV Chubis, because now I'm not understanding what's your argument. If he beats your so-called punchers, well then they weren't good.
No, listen. The old metaphor or the old saying in boxing is a boxer always beats a puncher. But that's not what's important to me. I know I sound unreasonable right now. I know I sound like a dick. I don't care. All I want to see is exciting fights. And a Stevenson Kovalev fight isn't going to mean fuck all if both of them get beat by Bernard Hopkins.
Well,
so,
of course. We'll see who's the best out of them two. They just ain't better than B-Hop.
But you know what I'm saying? That could have been a mega fight. But then fucking B-Hop, he's done it before. You know, Kelly Pavlik was going to fight all these guys in mega fights, and then B-Hop came in for left field. No one was expecting it. And then he fucking took that away. And then B-Hop done the same to Tito Trinidad. He was going to fight Roy Jones back in the day, long before he did fight Roy Jones. And he took that away. He's going to do it again, isn't he? I know it. He's going to do it again. I don't want it. I just.
This sounds like a man that's not too confident in his picks, saying he's going to get knocked out.
Well, you sound really sad right now.
If anyone can do it, it's Kovalev, because I think although Kovalev lunges in with his punches, Kovalev's got that fucking touch you, and then you crumble power. Like, he barely touched that Capolero guy, and then a lot of people on the internet are saying that fight was a fix. The Capolero fight. Because he barely touched him and the guy went down. But that's just how powerful Kovalev is. If anyone can knock out Hopkins, it's Kovalev. But if anyone can outbox Kovalev, it's Hopkins. You know, it's going to be an interesting fight. I just think it was going to be a boring fight. Because of Hopkins. because he's old. He survives. He finds a way. People think that's unique or whatever, but I don't. We've seen it before. How many more times do we need to see it?
I don't think it's going to be boring because when Bernard Hopkins gets got to on the inside, he tends to sit there for a second before going out. And, I mean, he's slowing down a little bit with age. I mean, what's his name? Shumanov was able to get on the inside. And, I mean, that fight wasn't the worst Bernard Hopkins fight that was ever. So, like, progressively over time, just his slower reflexes have allowed for a little bit of better fights. And I definitely think Kovalev will be able to get to him. So I don't think it's going to be a boring fight at all. I think it might be tactical, but boring, I don't know. It's not going to be a slugfest for sure, but I'm excited for this fight, man. I can't believe you're not. I thought you loved boxing.
I fucking love boxing. I just hate.
You love slugfest. That's what you love. You love slugfests.
I love slugfest, and this will be a hug fest. This will be a full fest. If Hopkins fights, I'll give credit to Hopkins. If Hopkins fights Kovalev in the same way he's fought the last couple of guys, he'll get knocked out, and he'll get knocked out early. You know he's not going to do that. You know he's going to find a way to survive, to take Kovalev deep into the fucking latter stages of the fight. You just know it. I just personally think the fight can go one of two ways. Either Hopkins wins a decision, or Kovalev stops him early. That's just what I think.
I think it's going to be one of those fights that we're all going to talk about how we score scorecards at the end of it. It's going to be one of those Bernard Hopkins who's probably going to land more punches, but then Kovalev's going to land the more meaningful shots, and we're going to be left with more controversy at the end. That's what I see anyway. But I still think it's going to be a good fight, man.
I do too. I'm excited about it. I think that again, Hopkins is gonna give a really awkward style to Kovalev, and we'll see just what Kovalev has if his power can't get the job done because of Hopkins holding and awkwardness and his movement. Then I don't know if
Kovalev's gonna be able to cut off the ring. I don't think Kovalev's going to be able to cut off the ring as well as you're going to need to against Bernard Hopkins. That's a big thing for me because I think Bernard Hopkins is definitely going to be on his bike the entire night. But what I've seen him against lesser opponents be able to cut off the ring good, but I haven't seen someone that can move really well. Like Agnew was able to move and get out of the pocket a lot, and then he was able to outbox him from the outside. So I got to think Bernard Hopkins is a couple steps above Agnew even at this point in his career. I think he's going to do something similar at a grander scale.
Yeah, I mean, my last point, I know you've got a bunch of calls. I just want to say that I know it sounds as if I'm hating on Hopkins. I respect his courage. Like, I respect his courage for stepping into the ring and creating the event. I just think it's going to be after the fact. If Kovalev doesn't knock him out, it's going to look bad because you're going to have this guy who found a way by hugging, by fouling, and you're taking away that excitement because Kovalev has a buzz. You know what I mean? He's got a buzz. Stevenson's got a buzz as well. And if Hopkins does what he does, that buzz is gone and we're just left with hug fests and full fests. And that just doesn't fucking excite me, man. I fucking love boxing. I don't like fouling. I don't like hugging. And I respect his resume, but at this point I just hope he retires and he retires soon. Hopefully Kovalev's the man to do it.
Well, don't bet against B-Hop, MV2. Believe that. Let me get to some other callers here. Who's been on the longest? 503, you're live. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, man? It's Jose from Hello, Oregon. Hey, I just want to call in and say that I just wanted to say that Diego Chaves is a bitch for fighting the way he did. He's the one that made the fight ugly. It was all up to him, and it looked like it looked like he was gonna win, but I mean he's a bitch for fighting like that, using his head. You saw him headbutt him twice, in that round, and then Brandon had to come back with his own, man. It's just some bullshit, man. Fucking Diego tried to do like a fucking DDT on him, fucking, and you know what I mean? Like, dude, I can't believe Brandon kept his cool for that shit, man. But fuck, man, Diego Chaves was a little bitch for fighting like that, and I just want to say that Hopkins has some fucking big balls for fucking taking Kovalev, and I can't wait for that fucking fight, and but that's pretty much what I wanted to say.
All right, brother. Well, I mean, a lot of people upset with Chaves, man. A lot of people upset. 540. What's going on, brother? You're live on the Boxing Voice.
What's up, y'all? This Dakota. I'm calling from VA. That Chavez Rios fight, like everybody said, Chavez did some bitch ass shit, but shit, he was outboxing Rios for the most part. Had him hurt a couple times too, but Rios, you know, he got that Iron Man chin. I like that B-Hop fight. I wanted to talk to y'all about what y'all thought about that Crawford Beltran fight coming up.
I like that fight.
Good fight.
I like that fight.
I think I'm gonna make the trip for that too. I think I'm gonna make the trip for that. That's a good fight, but you know Crawford will win that because you know Beltran he's balls to the wall and but the skill is not there. Like he's gonna get
Right.
taxed, you know, coming in.
Right. And then it's at Omaha too, so yeah, I think that'll be a good look for Crawford. Build his fan base up even more. But this B-Hop fight, I just want to see if B-Hop can take his shots past the 6th round, if Kovalev will last, you know what I'm saying, from 9 to 12 without gassing out or anything like that. Because we ain't never seen him test it.
Yeah, and he's never been past the 12. So Kovalev is in for a serious night of boxing in November, and we all know B-Hop's
that's what I'm saying. Right.
He's gonna train properly. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. I think unlike MV2, I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think MV2, you should make the trip from Scotland over here and you know, root your guy on.
Yeah, I think he should do the same thing because I think Hopkins just can get him in deep waters and just drown him.
I think he's also going to work the body a lot too to slow him down.
Right.
But yeah,
y'all not talking about the pre-fight with Garcia and this dude Soccer or none of that yet, are y'all?
Nah, that's for next week, Thursday show.
I'll chime back in this Thursday then. But that's all I had.
All right, brother.
Yep.
Let's see what we got here. So before we get to some other callers, man, a lot of fights happened this week. What did you think of Andre Durrell? He looked very strong. Like, I don't know about in the ring. Did it translate? I mean, his physique, his arm, he looked built, right? Like, that is a good thing or a bad thing? Because, I mean, he was hitting this dude with some serious shots, but I don't know. Was it me or did it take a little bit long? I mean,
to knock him out.
Stoppage. Am I being too hard on him? I mean, he had a long layoff, but I mean, this level of opposition. I mean, you're there to just do one thing.
Yeah, man, I think he'd be a little tough on him, man. But I think maybe his I'd hope to think that he was working out during his long layoff. But I'm with you, man. I think he looks sharp, and of course, he wasn't in there with like a top caliber person. He's calling out all like Andre Ward and all of them and Carl Froch. But then he kind of reverses a little bit, saying he wants like 1 or 2 fights before them, and then he'll be ready for Carl Froch again. So I think even he knows that he should have got him out there a little bit sooner. But he performed really well, but I guess he's still not where he needs to be on the top level. But I liked it, man. I still think he could probably make some waves in the division if he continues on this path. But I don't know. His consistency's not there, and that's the worst part, man. You have these fighters that come and go in and out of the ring all the time. You start seeing them all the time, then you start hearing their names float around, then they disappear, just like James Kirkland, Gamboa. That's what Durrell is now. So,
dude, and the worst part is that, I mean, they did the math or whatever, and it was something like 3.5 years and 3 fights.
That's crazy. You can't be doing that shit, especially in the highlighted career, man. How old is he now? He's like in his 30s, 32? You can't be doing that shit.
Well, I don't know. 32? Really? Is he that old already?
I don't know. I thought he was. He's been around for so long.
Wow, that'll be...
I don't know. I could be wrong, though. Somebody needs to call in and correct me. But
I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, let's move on a little bit here. Looks like we're getting Joe Habib joining us in quite a few seconds. Actually, he's there, so we're going to go ahead and throw the ball to you, Beeb. You're getting on late. What did you think of the Chaves Rios?
Well, I picked Chaves to win the fight. You know, one thing that frustrated me about the fight was when Chaves kept complaining about Rios with the head. Every time Rios breathed on him, you could see Chaves trying to sell that foul, that alleged foul that he thought was happening. He'd be, Rios would come close to him, and then he'd go like this automatically, like he was doing an Academy Award or something. And it was just like watching an NBA game, watching like when a guy flops when he gets tapped. That's what that kind of made me, reminded me of. Excuse me, I should say. So I thought that he did well. The announcers said that he did well when he was on the outside. Then Rios kind of did better when Rios got close. But I just think that this showed us, who Rios is. He hasn't changed. He's going to be who he is. And this Chaves kid can fight, but I think he just has some mental issues there. He's got to learn to dig down deep when things aren't going his way. He's got to try to weather the storm, and he's got to just stay mentally focused in there. But he was definitely the quicker of the two. You can see Rios isn't really a fast guy, but Rios is a great inside fighter. He knows how to position his body to get leverage on those shots. He has a great left hook, goes to the body. I think sometimes he gets in the lapses a little bit where when he is inside, sometimes he waits a little bit and tries to load up with that left hook, and that's why as he's kind of torquing it, he'll get caught with right hands and uppercuts because he opens himself up a little bit. But I had Rios winning at the time of the stoppage. I had him up by a point because of all those crazy point deductions. If I didn't have to do all those point deductions, I would have had the fight even. And surprisingly enough, Chaves was ahead on two of the cards. So this was just very controversial. And, it was a good fight, but it had a disappointing ending. And Draculich, I think, did a horrible job in this fight. I think he did a disgusting job. And I think he ruined a great fight. I think he got too involved. I mean, how many times do we see Mayweather do this with the forearm and never get a point taken away? How many times do we see Andre Ward grab someone's arm and never get a point taken away? So, at the end, I was surprised that it was a disqualification. It just looked like he was going to just say something to Chaves, give him a warning. But then he looked over at Rios and saw Rios complaining and kind of throwing his hands up in the air. So it was almost as if like he was embarrassed if he didn't stop the fight, that people would think that this was a debacle and this was kind of like a situation like Mayweather-Maidana where he let someone get away with murder. So this was more or less trying to save face for whatever reason. But all in all, I worry about Rios. I mean, this sounds crazy, but I worry about a guy like Rios because he gets hit with everything but the kitchen sink. And I think his career, and I'm just saying this, and I don't wish bad on anyone, and Rios is a great person. Every time you call him, he picks the phone. Every time you text him, he responds. Anytime you want to interview, he's there for you. He's just a very amicable guy. He's a very honest guy, very friendly guy, very nice guy. And I don't wish bad on him or at all. But the problem is he just takes too many shots. And Lampley said it. And he mentioned how he kind of lurches forward, and him having that type of posture in there, he's leaning right into shots. So it's almost like the battering ram, running into the battering ram. And it just doesn't look like his career is going to end on a good note. And I hope I'm wrong. Again, I don't wish anything bad on him, but his style of fighting, fighters don't have a long shelf life, and more often than not, they don't leave the game the same way they went in, like a Mayweather or a Hopkins will. So with all that being said, I worry about the kid.
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
Yeah, what's up, yo? What's going on, Joe Habib?
Hey, how you doing, man?
What's going on, man? Look, I don't know, man. I don't speak Spanish and shit, right? But I never see those Spanish guys end up like the black fighters and shit at the end of their career. I never see them.
Margarito, not to interrupt you, but Margaritos.
Maybe because I don't speak their language, they may be talking some wild shit, but
But Margarito's almost blind in one eye, Wood. You know what I'm saying?
Say it again.
I said Margarito's almost blind in one eye. He's got an artificial lens on I think it's his right eye, if I'm not mistaken. He's got an artificial lens on his right eye.
Yeah, the Spanish guy,
he ain't right.
I couldn't tell because I don't know what the fuck you talking about anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't like the way Rios
I don't like the way he fight, man. He only got 3 fights left in him. If you know anything about boxing, he only got 3 fights left in him. Cause you know one thing about boxing will make it so dangerous is the head is the main target, and you can't be taking no hits in that control box. In your head, your brain is up there, everything in there, and that shit don't recuperate. Once you kill your shit, that's it. So they need to get what they gonna get out of him. Get it. He gonna have a short career like Vargas. Vargas had a short career. He gonna have a very short career, man, because he don't do no defense, man. I fell asleep watching that boring ass fucking fight. To be honest with you, and I didn't even rewatch it because they was hugging each other. Them niggas act like they ain't want to fucking fight. So I said, fuck it, man. I went to fucking bed. But I seen that fucking Andre Darrell. Andre Darrell fucked that motherfucker up, man. That nigga hard to. That nigga, he fool. I seen him fight about 2 or 3 times, man. That nigga hard to get rid of. And Andre Darrell got rid of him in 5 rounds, 6 rounds and shit. That nigga hard. That nigga used to play football and shit. He hard to get rid of, and he got rid of that motherfucker pretty fucking good. He just need to pick up and start fighting. But every time you ask this nigga about Andre Ward, he skipped. He don't want to hear nothing about fighting Andre Ward, man. I don't know what's up with this nigga, man. I like him and shit, but it seems like nobody want to fight this motherfucker and shit. I don't know why. Nobody want to fight Ward, man. And what's that nigga? What's he called and shit? I wasn't even gonna call until I heard this nigga call in. What's his name? MV Choose and shit. Choose. I don't know.
MV Chew.
I said his name wrong. Choose. This nigga don't want to see Bernard Hopkins fight Kovalov because MV Choose. He don't want to see Bernard Hopkins fight. I couldn't understand this motherfucker. I don't know what this nigga was drugged up or drunk. I don't know what the fuck wrong with this nigga, man. I ain't never heard nobody say no dumb shit. Why the fuck you ain't banging the phone on his ass, Ness? He was talking some off the wall shit. I was halfway asleep. This motherfucker woke me up.
Same reason I don't bang on you.
Oh man, you just want to control what I say, man. You're a control freak, man. You can chill out a little bit, Ness. You're a control freak,
That's
man.
Robbie. That's Robbie. He was trying to control you.
And what's up with? I thought he worked. Hey, yo, you should. Hey, yo, I told Ness to fire your ass.
I heard, man.
You heard?
I own stock in the company. You can't get rid of me that easy, Wood. You don't know me, man. I'm a silent partner, dude. You know, I'm like Richard Schaefer in the background.
Yeah. I was just fucking around, man. But
no, but you were right. You were right, Wood. You were right, Wood, and you converted me, and you opened my eyes. But the one thing that pissed me off, it's not even with you. It was during that show. Everyone was saying that Hopkins was ducking Kovalev, and Kovalev was the mandatory challenger to Hopkins' title. So if Kovalev wanted that fight, it was a mandatory. So everyone was saying Stevenson was ducking, and he could very well have been. But they didn't get on Kovalev for not fighting Hopkins and instead going over and fighting cleverly, taking the easier fight. So that was the big issue. But you were right. I agree with you because I'm starting to see the error in my ways because I'm starting to see a lot of these fights not getting made and seeing these Rob Salka matchups. And you know what? Enough is enough, man. Fuck the dumb shit. Hopkins can fight the best, and he's going to get paid handsomely to fight this Kovalev guy. And a lot of these other guys...
Yeah.
So if it ain't about money, man, fuck the money shit. Fuck the money shit now.
You watch boxing to see the good. You watch boxing.
Exactly.
I don't want to start talking about paying the bill and shit because I know these.
You're right, man.
Crazy when I start talking.
I'm gonna concede my previous point, and I'm gonna say you were right, man. That's what a man does. That's what a man does. He admits when he's wrong.
If I want to see a bum fight, that's all I gotta do. Look out the window.
You're right. I'm not managing these guys. I don't have a stake in anything, man. I don't have any fucking percentages when they win when they're fighting.
I forgot what I called you, yo. I said you talking like they
No,
managers.
you call me a flip flopper. You call me a flip flopper and a waffler or something.
Fuck them. They don't hang. I don't hang with these niggas. I don't give a fuck about them. I just want to see the best people fighting. It's different levels in everything you do. You see levels. And then you see this nigga on high level fighting against a nigga 3 or fucking 4 levels below him. Why the fuck you want to see that fucking shit for?
I agree, man.
I don't want to put no shit. No, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch. That's why I'm getting further away from boxing, man. I used to love. I'm getting further away from boxing slowly, man, because I like to see the best. I don't like to see this mismatch shit, yo. I grew up in the '80s, man. I like to see good fucking fights. I don't want to see no bums and no mismatch shit. I'm tired of that, but I'm tired of that bullshit with this motherfucking I like Danny. I like Danny, man. I don't believe that Danny really have control over what's going on, because I don't think that Danny would fight this motherfucker, Raw Soccer. I don't think his father and them. I think there's a lot of political shit going on with these, because there's too much shit going on. So I don't think they had control. I don't think he's scared. You can't be no boxer scared of the motherfuckers. I don't think he's scared of the motherfucker. I think he'll get in the ring and fight, but there's a lot of political shit going on. When I see that shit going on, I just step a fucking way. I step away from this shit.
I think the big problem is with Showtime. Showtime is too. I think the big problem is Showtime. Showtime is too close to Al Heyman, and you know he gets these guys astronomical amounts of money to fight guys who aren't really that good. So this is why you have what you have. HBO never would have accepted this fight.
No, they wouldn't. I told Ness about this Al Heyman motherfucker. Ness was
man.
This nigga. I want to know, is Ness still praising this fucking Al Heyman? Al Heyman good for boxing. Al Heyman. I don't hear Ness talking about motherfucking Al Heyman now.
Well, that's the thing, man. That's why you don't see a ton of.
He don't want to do interviews. He don't want to do shit. He's a piece of shit, man. I told you, man. That's what. Now you see what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
We don't know.
You don't know.
We don't know. Not me.
Hey, man, bullshit. Hey, I told you this nigga was a piece of shit.
Hey, Wood, let me get to some other callers, Wood. You picked enough of your conspiracy theorist shit for a minute. Let me get to some other people. I'll come right back around.
All right.
559, you're live. Who's this?
Hi, this is Chris in California. Thanks for having me.
Talk to us, Chris.
No, I just wanted to kind of reiterate some of the other callers have mentioned, and just in regarding to the eye, like if you watch like MMA or any of those shows, I mean, they get kicked in the head all day, but as soon as you get touched in the eye, it's a very sensitive area. So I know somebody else or a couple other people mentioned that. So, I mean, I think that's kind of important. I think because I've never seen Brandon complain that much, but I think the eyes, like somebody else mentioned, had something to do with it because it's very sensitive. And also the DDT, I don't know now if too many people talked about that, but that was pretty, blatant and flagrant, I think, because it looked like Chaves was falling down, and he obviously was falling down, but he refused to, let Brandon go. And it did like a WWE, Jake the Snake DDT on him. And, it just seemed like the ref didn't have very much control of that fight.
Totally agree, man. He lost control when he took away a point too soon in the beginning, and then he felt like he needed to even things up. But yeah, man, you got anything else for us? A lot of fights this weekend.
No, I just just hope the Hopkins fight goes well. I'm not sure if he might have bit off more than he could chew, but I'm really looking forward to that fight. But this guy, I don't know, everything he punches seems to like either fall asleep or go to the hospital. So I'm pulling for Hopkins because of his age, but I don't know. This guy seems like, I know he was dropped in that fight, but he did step on his foot. Well, why he got punched? I mean, I know that still counts as a knockdown, but it didn't seem like a clean knockdown. But I just wanted to. This is the first time I call in. I want to let you guys know I appreciate your show, man. I always listen to it, and I like the way you guys debate. So just very appreciative of that, and keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, can I give the results of the poll real quick that we talked about last week? Just 2 seconds. Andre Ward is at 27%. Kyle Froch was at 6%. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was at 16%. Miguel Cotto was at 30%. Peter Quillen 17%. And Sam Solomon is 4%. So out of the super middleweights, Andre Ward was the pick. That's who fans wanted most out of the super middleweights. So I was right. Pat myself on the back.
Answers, man.
Gonna pat myself on the back for that one. Now, chalk up another one for the beef. Going back to the best fight and the best. That's what people want. People don't want easy fights.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Who's been on the longest? I know hey Nelt, I'm gonna get to you. Don't hang up. I know you want to come back on. You tweeting and everything. He's still mad, James. You believe that?
What's he mad about?
924, you're live. 924. No, excuse me. 724. You're live. 724. Okay. 951. 951. You're live.
Yo, I just want to thank my promotion team, you know. I just want to thank Al Heyman. I want to thank God. I want to thank you, Ness. You got good videos. All right. Peace.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. That's all you got for real? Did he really hang up? He did fucking hang up.
That's all he wanted.
That's all he wanted. He wanted to thank the most powerful men in boxing, Al Heyman and Ness. You heard that shit? Oh, man. All right. Did you guys catch the Isaac Chalemba fight?
I did not.
No, I missed that. Wow, fuck.
Yo, he finally got a knockout. So, like, yeah, man, he got the 7th round knockout. I guess that makes him, you know, a possible option for Kovalev.
I forgot about that one. I'm pissed off.
That one.
Was that on the stream? Was that on the Top Rank stream?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, I'll have to look it up later. We're going to watch it.
I'll go check the replay.
So Mike Tyson says that Oscar-winning actor Jamie Foxx, known for his role in Spider-Man 2, you know, he played Ray. He played Ray. He played that movie where he was a violinist. I mean, he played the one with Gerard Butler, the prison. I mean, this dude's he's went from Living Color to being a bona fide superstar in
Django. That was a good movie too, man.
Yeah, that movie's awesome.
Awesome movie. But the point is, he's gonna be playing Mike Tyson. Could he pull that off? I mean, I've seen him get pretty buff. Could he? And he's good with impressions. Remember, he was a stand-up comic before he was anything. So, and Tyson's not a hard impression for any good comic. But in an interview with IGN Entertainment, the former heavyweight champion said that the face of Fox, who is 46 now, will be manipulated using CGI animation technology for the scenes in which Tyson, 48, was a younger man. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is this going to be a movie or what?
I heard it's going to be a movie, and I have a feeling it's going to probably be a good one too, man. Jamie Foxx is an excellent actor, man. He did a great job playing Ray Charles. Jamie Foxx is about 5'9". He's sort of kind of Tyson's height. Has a little bit of similar facial features of Tyson. He's about 185, so he'll probably have to bulk up a little bit, at least get up to 200 pounds to make the role look believable. But I think he can pull it off.
Now, don't forget either that Jamie Foxx has experience in these boxing movies. Remember, he was the cut man or the corner man for Muhammad Ali when what was it?
Yeah.
Will
He played
Smith.
Boudini Brown. He played Boudini Brown in that movie, which was that's another excellent role. I mean, I'm telling you, he's a great actor, man. I got.
I mean, he won an Oscar for the Ray Charles movie. I know that for a fact.
Great movie. Great movie.
that's a little bit of headlines for you guys. Other than that, the only other headlines are on the YouTube channel. All those videos are fresh from today. I went to Coney Island. Golden Boy was basically promoting the Rod Salka fight. And I think they went the route, let's stop promoting Danny Garcia, Rod Salka. Let's just try and see if we can elevate Daniel Jacobs, Gerard Fletcher, or at least in Brooklyn, because that they had flyers just for that fight, and all the undercard fighters were there: Marcus Brown, Zachary Ochoa, Edgar Santana, but none of the A side. But Paulie was there, and of course Daniel Jacobs was there, if you want to consider him the A side. But as far as Danny and Lamont Peterson, they didn't make the trip up. They weren't even scheduled to, for that matter. But yeah, man, Paulie said some interesting things. He's talking about Cotto. He's talking a little bit about Mayweather, Maidana. So there's definitely some new videos up there, man. We're trying to keep the content fresh. Let's see if we got any more calls here. Actually, let's get back to Nelda. I know he's been biting at the chops to get back on here and say a couple of things. What's up, Nelda?
Yeah, man, it's whatever. It's all I'm saying is I hear more colors agreeing with me than was saying the opposite. That's all I'm saying. If we did a poll right now, I'd probably win like 6-7 to 1, something like that. What?
And listen here, man. That's understandable. I'm just saying, look, they both were cheating. Why pick who's the better cheater or who's the worst cheater? Like, they both was doing dumb shit. They both ruined the fight for us.
What is his stance on the fight? What did he say?
In my opinion,
Chavez is the cheater.
Rios' type of fouls are the more incidental stuff that almost every fighter does. And Chavez started out that way as well. But then Chavez escalated that shit to a whole different level. That's where the difference comes in.
There's a point.
That was like Andrew Galata type shit. That was like Mike Tyson trying to break Francois both his arms. That's what the type of shit he was doing.
Yeah, he was definitely acting crazy as the fight wore on. He was kind of unraveling, and he was doing whatever he could to kind of contain Rios. There's no doubt about that. And I think
I wouldn't complain about a rematch, but I mean the thing is they underpaid the shit out of Diego Chaves for this fight. $25K is a fucking insult. I'm surprised he even took that shit.
That's a horrible purse.
Trying to match offers with Golden Boy or something, like match him up against I don't know, any of those guys. Shit.
Yeah.
That is sad. That is sad.
What did he get in the Thurman fight?
They gave Jason Litzau like what, $125,000 to fight Broner back in the day, or $75,000 to fight Broner. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, even on the undercard, Jesse Vargas made $125K and Novikov made $105K. Who the fuck is Novikov?
Well, Novikov clearly somebody. He was doing his little thing last night.
I had Novikov winning that shit.
Like, in comparison to what to Chavez is what I'm saying. It's like your last fight is what sets up your next payday. It has nothing to do with what how you feel about whatever. Your last fight sets up your next payday. And Chavez should have got more than $25K.
I agree. So you're happy with the disqualification?
I just picked up a few new callers and I want to get to them. 860, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
This Denise.
Denise, what's going on?
Oh, just so much drama this weekend. So much drama. But to get on the other caller just now about Chavez making $25,000, he's getting a lot of money from the Argentine TV. That's why that was like it is. But anyway, I'm going to make this short. I'm just glad that the Kovalov and Hopkins fight is being made. I really give a shout out to B-Hop and to Kovalov for sitting down like men and making a fight that everybody basically want to see anyway. I didn't really want to see Stevenson anyway because I thought he was full of crap anyway. So, hey.
Yeah, definitely, man. I said that Hopkins, he's showing he's just badass, dude. This is.
Yeah, he's a true champion. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. A champion's supposed to fight champions. I mean, all this crap that's going on right now is like really, like next Saturday coming. I mean, really, I'm not even watching that. I read about it. I read about what y'all guys say when y'all put your articles out, because I'm not even gonna watch it. I'm not gonna even bother.
Yeah, it's hard to get up for that card next week.
I'm not. Now, if it's an upset, I'm be like, oh man, I should have watched it, but no, I'm not planning on watching it. I'll wait and see your articles online, and that's where I get my information from. So
right,
I just
thanks,
can't.
Denise.
I can't relate to that. I just can't relate to it.
I second that, Denise. I agree 100% with you, Denise. I'm gonna have a hard time sitting through that next week, man.
I'm not sitting through it next week. I already made up my mind.
I'm a
already
junkie.
online.
I'm literally gonna sit through it because I gotta cover that fight.
You're gonna be there.
Oh well. Well, say hi to some of the stars for me that you see. That's all. That's the best you can do while you're there. You're gonna be bored.
Well, hopefully that co-main event with Lamont Peterson and Edgar Santana adds some excitement. Edgar Santana's a pretty.
Oh, I
rugged
forgot
dude.
about that fight. Oh, I forgot. I just totally forgot about that one. Well, maybe that might be exciting, but I mean, really, Danny Garcia. Then did you see on the that he thinking about unification in 2015? It could have been unification Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, really? Did you see it? Talking about unification in 2015. Well, it could have been unification Saturday. I might would have made the trip myself to see that.
Well, Angel Garcia told me they're trying to get in another fight before the end of the year.
At 140 or 147?
He didn't say. He said it's up to Al. He said it's up to Al, and so did Danny.
There's no fight that make no sense unless it's a unification fight. Whatever fight.
I have no clue.
If it's not a unification fight, then it's a no. I mean, no brain. I mean, for real.
Well, check the video.
Like this
he
fight,
said, "Yo, this was the funniest shit." He said he said that he wants Peterson to fight Algieri after he loses to Pacquiao, unify the IBF and the WBO, and then fight.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it up on the website?
Yeah, it's on the videos page on the website, or it's on our YouTube channel on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna get on there and watch that crazy mess. Cause that don't even make no kind of damn sense. I mean, the next fight's supposed to be, as a matter of fact, Saturday's supposed to be a unification fight.
Absolutely.
I mean, whatever fight you need to do. I mean, really? I think they're kind of delirious anyway. They're kind of strange.
If you weren't going to give Herrera a rematch, you needed to fight Peterson. That was the only other fight, man. And this is ridiculous.
And I told him.
Well, they could have. Oh no.
He told me.
This is ridiculous.
Denise, I'm gonna get to some other callers. Thanks for calling in, sweetheart.
All right, thanks.
All right. He told me, B, that while Algieri and Peterson are fighting each other, Danny won't fight anybody because he's the champion. I mean, I don't know what's going on, man. I love the Garcias, but
this is like some Hulk Hogan shit, man. Remember Hogan had the title, man? He'd fight like once a year. Oh shit, that's funny.
Let's see here. 636, you're live. Who's this? 636, you're live. Going once, going twice. 661, you're live. 661, you're live. 661.
Damn, we're burning through callers.
I know. All right, let's see. 313.
What's up, man? This is Hassan from Detroit.
What's up, Hassan?
Tune. Just wanted to make my comments about yesterday's fight. In regards to the Brandon Rios fight, I actually thought it was very, very similar to his fight with Anthony Peterson. I chose Diego Chaves to win the fight, but I think Nelta had it too. But I had Rios up by a point.
Yeah, I did too.
It seemed like just why I compared it to the Anthony Peterson fight, because it seemed like he was frustrating Diego Chaves so much that Diego Chaves just started using underhand tactics. Like Anthony Peterson, he started low blowing him when he figured out he couldn't hurt him. You know, that's the same thing I thought that happened in the beginning of the fight. Diego Chaves came out very strong. He was, swinging wildly and landing power shots, but he saw that he wasn't hurting Brandon, and Brandon was obviously hurting him. So every time he got on the inside, he would clinch. And when Brandon, he reacted to that. He saw that he was clinching every time he would get on the inside, so he started, kind of rubbing his head underneath Diego Chaves' chin. And it wasn't that bad because Diego Chaves was kind of selling it a little too much, in my opinion. He at times he would position his chin on Rios' head and pretend like he was getting headbutted when that wasn't the case. Yeah. And yeah, he just disappointed me because he got frustrated. He could have boxed him very, very well, like I predicted. When he was on the outside. When he was on the outside, could have been the visa delay that maybe didn't get him acclimated to his environment, to being over there in Vegas. Well, I mean, or wherever they were. But yeah, I had Rios up by the time of the stoppage. I was okay with the stoppage. It was a very, very dirty fight. Every time I watch, even in the Abril fight, I thought Abril should have gotten a point deducted for holding Brandon Rios the way he did as well. So I'm consistent with that. And Andre Ward, I thought he should have gotten a point deducted in the Biga fight, in the Kessler fight, in the Froch fight, pretty much every fight that he's been in. So that's kind of my take on it. I think they should have a clear rule in regards to the number of times a person can clinch in a single round. It was a little too early for them to deduct a point from Chaves, being the 4th round, and he only started doing it in maybe the latter half of the 3rd round. So it was a little early on Draculich's part, but the rest of the point deductions I think were warranted, especially I have no problem with disqualification. The guy really, he DDT'd him like the previous caller said. He dragged his head onto the ground, and it seemed like he didn't want to fight Rios so much. Just wanted to hold him. He got frustrated. So, and poking his eye, something I noticed in even Mayweather's previous fights, where he would have somebody's head down and he would put his glove in the face of his opponent. But I guess Chaves was actually using his thumb or the palm part of the glove to insert it into Rios' eye, and that's unacceptable in my opinion. In regards to Kovalev Hopkins, if Bernard, with all due respect to him, because I watched Victor's interviews with Kathy Duva, and she seemed like her answers were very conspicuous. They didn't seem like they're gonna have any type of random drug testing. So, in my opinion, if they don't test either of those guys, I'm not watching the fight. I can't support that garbage, especially after what happened. Yeah. After what happened with Jean Pascal, if and all those questions surrounding them, if I don't support any type of cheating. I left baseball because I used to be a huge baseball fan. After I found out Manny Ramirez was doing it and Big Papi was doing it, I stopped watching baseball. I'm that kind of person, So if they don't get drug tested, I'm not watching that fight. Same way I feel with a potential, Pacquiao Marquez or Pacquiao Algieri. It's just not my style. I think it should be clean so the audience and the viewers could watch it with with basically without having any doubts in their mind. That's
all right, caller. I'm gonna get to some other people, brother, and thanks for calling in. So I guess we should get to our upcoming fights. Maybe people didn't care about the Chaves Rios as much as we thought. Looking like we're gonna have a short show. Ran through all the callers here, but we got a lot of fights coming up this week. Thursday, August 7th, we're going to have Jerry Belmontes. Remember, he basically beat Omar Figueroa. He's just coming off a win. Now he's going to be fighting Abner Cotto. He's been having some words for Omar Figueroa as well. He wants that rematch. He's a draw in Corpus Christi, not too far from where Omar Figueroa is at. And it seems like this is what they're, headed towards. On the undercard of that, it's going to be Keandre Gibson, undefeated fighter, taking on Jose Hernandez in an 8-round junior welterweight fight. That's going to be on Fox Sports 1, Fox Deportes, live from Corpus Christi. But on Friday, August 8th, ESPN 2, we're going to see the return of Willie Nelson. He's going to be taking on Luis Grajada in a 10-round junior middleweight fight. Willie Nelson, he's been having some, I guess, letdowns, man. I mean, he was supposed to have Kirkland. Kirkland denied him. He was supposed to have Andy Lee on the undercard of Cotto Martinez. That didn't end up happening. So now he's on ESPN. He's fighting Luis Grajada. On the undercard is Norberto Nempaciti versus Jason Escalera. Jason Escalera is actually stepping in on short notice for this fight. I forgot the opponent that had to pull out, but Jason Escalera, we last seen him having his eardrum busted by Edwin Rodriguez out in Connecticut at that casino Beeb loves over there. Also, Telemundo in Mexico City, Mexico. We're gonna have Edgar Ortega versus Daniel Rosario and Luis Cotto Vidal versus Tom Barker Adam, TBA. And then also on Fox Sports 1 Deportes, also on Friday. So Fox Sports is doing Thursday and Friday. This one we're going to be covering, it's going to be Sammy Vasquez. Sammy's pretty good. I believe it's the white kid, right? He was just on ESPN the other day, right? James, we were talking about this?
I don't remember him.
Philly. I think Sammy's from Philly. Yes, I believe so. Check this fight out. 10-round welterweight fight. Sammy Vasquez versus Jamie Stevenson. Take a look at Sammy Vasquez. Tell me what you think. On the undercard is going to be Monty Menza Clay versus Rene Gonzalez in an 8-round lightweight. Finally, we get to Saturday, and nothing to look forward to because the main event is going to be uneventful. Danny Garcia taking on Rod Salka in a tune-up junior welterweight fight. Then you got Lamont Peterson also having a tune-up in an IBF junior welterweight title fight. Then Daniel Jacobs having a tune-up versus Gerard Fletcher for the vacant WBA regular, which makes him Gennady Golovkin's mandatory. And he didn't give me much answers today when I asked about that. They cut me short. They're treating him like a superstar, but whatever. Saddam Ali going to be facing Jeremy Bryan. Jeremy Bryan at least is coming off of 2 straight wins. And then you got Anthony Peterson, and he's going to be fighting Tobias Adam as well. Tobias, TBA. So NBC Sports Network from Bethlehem, PA. We're also going to be live at this one. We're going to have the return of Cesar Glaskov. He's going to be taking on Derek Rossi in a 10-round heavyweight fight. And then you got Roberto Burridge versus Vasily Lepinkin in a light heavyweight fight. And then on Unimas, you got Jose Felix versus Alejandro Rodriguez and Ivan Nahare versus Stan whatever. I have no clue who that is. Let me see if we got some callers. Yeah, we do. 951, you're live. Who's this?
Peace, this is Dave, man.
What's going on, brother?
I wanted to say something about this Rios fight, man. I'm sitting here watching it, you know what I'm saying, with it on low. Chavez kicking that boy's ass, man. And Rios doing a lot of headbutting, man.
Yeah, that's basically, the callers are split. You got
he's working angles, some uppercuts, jab to the body, jab to the head. He kicking Rios' ass. And Rios coming up with that head up top. And like I say, you just got to watch with that volume down and really just look at this shit. I mean, Rios putting hands on him too, but as far as winning, Chavez kicking that boy's ass, man. But I'm watching it right now as we speak.
I had Chavez winning like the first 4 or 5 rounds.
I mean, just really watch it. I mean, watch some of them subtle shits like little hooks inside. Watch some of them straight he dropping on him. I mean, just really watch some of the clean shots and then watch them angles. Sometimes he'll spin and come up with the uppercut. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a damn good fight. But as far as when I'm seeing and what I'm liking what Chavez is doing. But look at some of the subtle stuff that they really just don't even talk about. And a lot of times announcers they got their agendas too. Because I'm seeing good clean shots they never speaking on. So,
well, 951, let me get to some other callers here. We just picked up quite a few. 513, you're live. Who's this?
Straight K, Cincinnati.
What's going on, baby?
Yeah, I gotta agree with that last caller on Chavez Rios fight, man. Rios admitted after the fight, if anybody's seen an after interview, that he wasn't back. He seemed real apprehensive of his performance and everything, despite the disqualification of Chavez. Chavez could not miss hitting him in the fucking face. That's number one. And Rios getting there with a boxer, he gonna get his ass. I believe next person he fight, he gonna get his ass tore up. You wanna know the truth? And as you already know, Ness, it is confirmed
with Cincinnati September 6th. I'm getting my tickets next goddamn week. I will be down there ready to do the do. And I'm going to tell you this. I got to comment real quick on the Bernard Hopkins and the Kovalev announcement. I love the interview. But the Bernard Hopkins is fight now is more flat-footed. That flat-footed Bernard Hopkins is in trouble. That's all I got. Old Bernard Hopkins would really beat the shit out of Kovalev. But that flat-foot Bernard Hopkins, his ass is in trouble. What you think?
I don't know about all that. I just want to know, do Cincinnati got some good strip clubs? Because I ain't about to make that 10-hour drive.
We don't. What? Absolutely not. Right across the river is Kentucky, Covington, and Newport. Them bitches wear pasties, so I wouldn't say they got good strip clubs. I'm going to keep it all the way 100 with you.
Man, what we supposed to do after the fight?
Man, I guess go to Adrian Broner's spot. His spot is the Mix. That's where he getting all this trouble at. Go to the Mix. I mean, we got some clubs here in Cincinnati, but you know, it'd be on some young bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be some females at the fight, homie. The last couple fights I was down there, they come out for motherfucking AB. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
Oh, we got to get Beeb out there, man, because Beeb, it's about that time. Beeb, what's up, man? We in Cincinnati or what?
I got to watch out, man, because...
I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to talk to some other people here. 602. It looks like you're from Arizona. What's up? Who's this?
Yo, what up, man? This is Brandon from Phoenix, man. Yo, man, I just want to call, give a couple comments on the fight last night. You know, I thought the Rios Chaves fight was a tight fight, man, but... You know, I think Chaves was just landing the clean, more effective punches. I didn't like the stoppage. I would like to see it go to next, you know, round or two that they had left. But the real question I wanted to ask was, if James is still on the line, why would he prefer to see, or why does he think Stevenson is a tougher fight for Hopkins than Kovalev is? Because I think Stevenson is kind of limited. You know, I think he's a lot more predictable than Kovalev.
See, I think he just has a little bit more of a boxing ability than Kovalev does. Although Kovalev, I think, is a little bit longer. I think Stevenson uses his jab more effectively. And I also think he could get on the inside, because if you're going to be able to beat up on Bernard Hopkins, it's going to be tough to outbox him. I don't think they got the footwork like Chad Dawson did to kind of just, you know, keep him on the outside and you kind of dictate the pace. For what Kovalev and what Stevenson need to do is they need to get on the inside. With Stevenson being smaller with the better jab, I think he's going to be able to get on the inside a little bit better than Kovalev will. Also, I think his conditioning is a little bit better because he's gone farther in, I guess, bigger fights. With his last fight with Fanfara, I think he did better than what Kovalev's been doing. So, I don't know. I just think that I just see him going on the inside a little bit more than what Kovalev's going to be able to, because he's a little bit long and lanky, and I don't think he's going to be quick enough to cut off the ring and get on the inside against Bernard.
Stevenson's good at.
Man, you know, I can't really argue with you too much on that. I just think Stevenson is a little left-hand dominant, kind of like Manny Pacquiao to a certain point where
he throws it in with conviction. Yeah.
Break it down and figure something out for him. Yeah. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Y'all keep up the good work on the show, man.
I think Stevenson makes his shots count. Where sometimes Kovalev kind of loads up and he waits and he kind of like torques things. And I think Stevenson's just more fluid. I think he's faster. I just think he's a better counter puncher. I think he's a lot more versatile. He does get a little bit left-hand happy, but he does have a good jab. He's a real good body puncher. Obviously, Kovalev can hurt you to the body, but I just think Kovalev, he just comes in and he just squares. Like when he gets you on the ropes, he just squares himself up and he puts both of his hands like this, and he's like, rah, rah. Now the guy can punch. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. I just think that I just don't see him coming off as smooth and fluid as Stevenson. I think he sits there and waits for the perfect punch sometimes. I think he's. I wonder if he's concerned about conditioning and pacing himself too much, because we saw in the Agnew fight he kind of got a little gassed as that fight wore on and started throwing less and less punches. And also I was talking to Ness about that episode of they do 2 days, they follow the fighter for 2 days, and apparently he stepped on the scale like 2 hours before the weigh-in and he was 2 pounds over before that Agnew fight. So I wonder if the conditioning, the weight, he's having a problem with that. But I think Stevenson's a better fighter than Kovalev. I agree. I think Stevenson's a tougher fight. And Hopkins even said it himself. He thinks Stevenson would be the tougher fight for himself. So I don't know.
Out to the streets.
It was all a dream. I used to read word up.
Oh, God. Yeah, we good, man. What's it looking like?
Man, you tell us, man, what you think about Rios Chaves last night?
I want to know what y'all thought, man, because I saw it, but, you know, I was cutting hair, man, so it's a nigga was like, oh, I'm in a rush. So I have to really, you know, I saw the fight. It looked like Rios was doing, it looked like Diego was doing something early, and then Rios came on early, and then Chaves came back on in the middle rounds, and then, like, the last round or two, one of the round before got stopped, I think Chaves was running. And then the round where it got stopped, I think Chaves was winning. It was a close round. Close fight. But I want to know what y'all talking about it, man. How y'all scored? How you scored it?
Well, everybody had a different. I mean, me and James
on the panel. But what's the consensus though? So let me get a total.
Beeb had it for Rios, and me and James had it for Chaves.
You and James have for Chaves?
Yeah. I had it comfortably for Chaves minus the points.
Ginger ale. Sorry about that, man. So you and James have for Chaves. How about B?
I had Rios up by a point because of all those crazy deductions, but I thought that Chaves was the more effective fighter in there, but I just think that he kept bullshitting too much, trying to like sell those fouls. Like every time Rios would come close to him, he'd sit there and pull back with his head and kind of do that acting job like he was getting headbutted when he really wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
But you weren't taking points away from him in the fight for that, so why do you think that he was, I guess, losing the fight in your eyes because of Rios? Because you have Rios winning, so why do you think Rios won? Because it sounds like you think that Chaves was winning the fight.
No, I thought Chaves was doing better, but the thing is I had to take 2 points off of Chaves' card, where I only had to take 1 point off of Rios' card, so that kind of made my scorecard skewed. I had the fight close, but I thought because I had to take 2 points away from Chaves, that gave Rios the upper hand. I thought Rios was starting to come on. I think what happened was Chaves just fought the way he fought the first couple rounds. I think he would have won easy. But the problem was he was too busy crying and complaining to the referee and he wasn't focused. So that I think that hurt him. I think that hurt him. I thought Rios, was taking advantage of those moments when he was turning away and pausing and stopping and bitching and complaining to the referee. Instead of trying to act like he was getting killed in there with headbutts, he should have just kept fighting and doing what he was doing when he was being successful. So I don't agree with the stoppage or the disqualification, but a lot of the bullshit that was going on in that fight, I blame on Chaves, because Chaves just kept fighting and stopped crying and looking away and stopping every 5 minutes to complain to the referee. I think he would have been a lot more successful. So, again, I would have had him winning if I didn't have to take the 2 points away. But I had to take 2 points away, so, I mean, it is what it is. The point deductions really skewed my scorecard.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, the point deductions, both times, I thought that Chaves won the round, so it just was 9-9 anyway.
Yeah,
that's what I had too.
I had him losing one of the rounds, but it just pulled Rios close on the scorecards, and it had it up. I had him up by a point because I had to take 2 points away. So I don't know. I just thought that Chaves was bullshitting, in those later rounds, those middle to later rounds, and I think he got away from what was working for him earlier in the fight. Why didn't he just keep doing what he was doing? That's the thing. He it almost looked like he was trying to get Rios disqualified. The way every time Rios got close to him, he kept crying and pulling. He kept going like this with his head, or making that wide-eyed face, like what's going on here. It almost looked like he was trying to have get the ref to disqualify Rios or keep taking points away from Rios. I don't understand his strategy when he was doing that. If a guy's coming in like that, you just push your. Why can't he just push his head off to the side, and throw left hooks to the body or something? Why would he just pull his head back straight? It made no sense.
What rounds did you give Rios?
Let me see if I have the card. I think I may have erased the card. I gave
I'm gonna come right back to you now, man. But you just got a lot of background noise with the barbershop. You there?
Yeah. No, I wasn't. I was getting something else. Yeah, but I mean, oh, I'm a fan of both of them, and I want to see both of them again. And I think they will be on TV again because, man, those guys were landing vicious blows on each other. Besides all the dirty shit, those guys were landing bombs on each other, man. Rios, what Rios got to do is stop trying to knock motherfuckers out. They're gonna say, "Well, Dream, what you talking about? That's all he can do. That's all he knows how to do." Negative. What he has to do is implement a game plan where he don't got the power to really stun niggas at 47 like that. He got the power to, he don't got that one punch knockout power. What he has to do is win, focus on winning every round by outlanding you to the body, to the head, with pressure.
Did you guys?
Hey, it comes, but you can't try to force it and try to put too much on your punches and then lose steam. You got to win round by round, because with the activity he has, he's able to do that. He can beat a lot of fighters that way, man, because ain't too many dudes that punch like Chaves at 147 or in boxing, period. I guarantee that. Chaves, that's hard, man. And Thurman, that's another monster. I think that Thurman's one of the only guys that beats Rios at 47. I think Rios the fuck Porter ass up. I think Rios, not Alexander, the thing with Alexander, he could buy 10 punch. Porter, he'll knock out waiting to happen. I hope Keith Thurman get his ass. But Porter, trust me, and Porter will get fucked up. I mean, but Malinaji, fuck Malinaji. Malinaji got stopped by Ricky Hatton and Amir Khan. And all these motherfuckers that call up, we saying that they both bums. So I want to hear that Porter Malinaji shit. Yeah, yo, listen, man. I wouldn't fight none of them dudes. I mean, I'll fight anybody, but if it's, like a dude like Rios or Pacquiao in the street, I'll be like, nah, I'll jump. But Paulie Malignaggi, I'll fight that nigga. Come on, man, nigga can't even, he got one hand, and with that one hand, he can't punch. Anybody can knock his ass up.
Hey, Dream, I'm gonna get to some other people real quick.
How did you guys score the 8th round? You and James. Did you and James score that 10-9 or 10-8? Did you think that Chaves was winning that round too in round 8?
Let me see.
Round 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it 9-9.
Chaves. Yeah, I gave it Chaves too.
I had it 10-8. That's what really skewed my scorecard. I thought Chaves lost that round.
Oh, okay.
Man, go back and watch that. He landed more.
I may have to, because a lot of people are telling me that I'm wrong, so I may have to go back and watch it. You're right.
Hey, something that Dream said was stuck out to me because it reminded me that Jim Lampley went like on their live air and was bigging up Thurman, a guy that's fighting on Showtime. I mean, I like that, man. I like this whole we're gonna do business, we're gonna let go of the bullshit. I'm really happy about that. If you're calling in from Skype, guess what? You're live. If you hear me right now, it's because you're live.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, good evening, sir. This is Giselle. I am Giselle X on YouTube, and I guess this is my first time actually calling into a YouTube channel, so for me it's a bit strange. Anyway, so my issue was with women in boxing. Last night, Sparkle was the referee in the Kovalev fight, and I saw on various different stations some, just unsavory comments. And I'm wondering why, because she's a licensed New York and New Jersey referee. I mean, she's a mother, she's a retired police officer. She is literally a person who has rescued several foster children over the last 20 years, and they were still criticizing her because she was literally a female. Okay? And me as a female, I don't understand. And I really wanted to comprehend why so many male boxing fans had an issue with her officiating when I think she does a better job officiating this fight as opposed to the Rios and Chaves fight?
That's a good point.
Very good point.
Thing I'll say is I didn't witness anyone talking bad about her like on social media or any of the media that I'm on, but
some people made comments on Twitter.
I have been at her fights live, and I watched her make a bad call versus Terrence Crawford in the undercard of Gamboa Ponce de Leon. Terrence Crawford fought somebody on that undercard. I forgot what was the kid's name, but it was a horrible knockdown call that she called. I've watched her actually ref a few times because I'm from New Jersey and I go to all the New York, New Jersey area fights. So she isn't the best. I won't lie about that. But I didn't see her make any mistakes last night unless you point it out and I go back and watch it. So I wouldn't know.
No. I mean, last night I thought she was fine, and then I went on all these websites, and then all of a sudden, all these random, and then they have all this. Oh, well, she's a female, and why, she should, this and that, and making a sandwich. Kind of craziness, kind of nonsense. I don't. Yeah. And so I guess how do we make females be receptive to boxing in the YTBC? Because I have a number of friends and a number of colleagues and just other stuff, really introduced to the sport because I grew up with three brothers. And I kind of had to just do what they had to do, and so. But the thing is, a lot of females are scared to express their opinion in the YTBC because it's like the communication style of men is very different. Okay, you if you disagree, it's one of a few things. A, you don't know shit about boxing, or he's a hype job, or. No,
You're a hater. You're a hater. That's the big one right there.
They say, he's gonna be exposed. I mean, this shit is so crazy and rehearsed, and I wonder what is so difficult about utilizing your own brain. Why do you have to utilize the verbiage of the industry? Why can't you do your own analysis? What's wrong with that? You understand?
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed the same thing, man. Like people just regurgitate other people's comments, and it just gets repeated and repeated and repeated. Like there's no one has debating skills. Like if you criticize a fighter, automatically you're a hater. Just because you don't have a hero worship syndrome like a lot of these other guys. And you criticize people, automatically the rebuttal to whatever you say is you're a hater. And I totally understand where you're coming from.
Oh, well, you must be a man because women don't know much about boxing. I say, you're serious, Dred? I mean, I'm trying to back down my Caribbean accent so I can be understandable to you guys.
I love that accent.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's the testosterone.
Okay. Anyway. Hello?
Yeah, I said it's the testosterone, that's all.
I guess. All right, I'm out.
All right. Men suck at arguing with women. You know that. 540, who's this? You're live.
Hello?
Yes.
I've just discovered the boxing voice a week ago, so I'm a new caller.
All right, brother. Congratulations, man. We're happy you finally came in and decided to
You've broken my virginity, and I'd like to wish you good luck in Cincinnati. Hope you grope plenty of women, and you get to see some pussy in Cincinnati. But I'd like to talk about the Jesse Vargas fight. That was horrible. I was expecting much more from Jesse Vargas, and that was such a boring fight. I enjoyed the Kovalev fight on Top Rank. The Brandon Rios Chaves fight. I'm not a fan of Brandon Rios, but I was disappointed with Chaves. I was disappointed that he didn't box more. That he didn't fight from the outside. And when he did get in, it was dirty. It looked dirty. And, you know, it was just, it was unimpressive. I wouldn't care to see Chaves, Rios again. It wasn't a very good fight.
I wouldn't go that far, man. I think it was a good fight. I think if they could keep those guys under control and we can get more of those uppercuts from Chaves and big right hands from Chaves and more of Brandon digging to the body without these guys, you know, hugging and holding and crying, I think it'll be a good fight, man. But 5-4-0. I'm going to get to some other calls unless you got something else. I know this is your first time caller. I don't want to rush you off unless you got something else. You got something?
No, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. Please continue to do so. I'm going to go ahead and get to the shout out of the chat right now. Let's see who's in the chat. We got Adolf Mayweather, always there. Ari Gold, always there. The Bee with the earthquake shaking keyboard. Cedric Sports, Dave the Sinister, Die Hard Casual Fan, Dice Reads, Ephraim for President, School 28, Giving Quality 24/7. And then we got our list of guests here as I scroll past them. Jaspanchi, Cam UK, Kiba 360. What's up, Kiba? Long time no see. Nothing for something. Panama said, and ringleader X Dank, the 177. That's it. I guess that's about it, man. I expected a lot more out of this show with all the controversy, all the weekend stuff. I just thought, what? We got a new caller here. 917, you're live. Who's this?
How's it going, Ness? It's Eamon.
Eamon, what's up, brother?
How you doing, man? Yeah, I thought the fight was funny last night. I thought Rios crying about being bullied was really funny at the end, you know. I mean, I think that Chaves came up from Argentina. I think he got his visa late. I think he was probably all over the shop, and he just kind of went with whatever happened, you know. I'm sure he was frustrated, but and I was just reading today that maybe Cotto's going to fight Andy Lee in the Garden. Somebody was saying, right?
Yeah, that's what Bob Arum is saying. Nothing's for sure yet, but yeah, that's what it's looking like.
What about the mandatory? What about what's the hell? What's his name?
Yeah, they're talking Rubio as well.
But it's definitely going to happen in the Garden, right?
Oh well, it should. Unless it's Canelo, it'll be in Houston.
Yeah. But I mean that'd be a great fight. That's just a warm up fight for the Canelo or the Triple G fight, right? But I can't stand Kovalev, man. I find the alien bores me to death. But I hope he the only time he's more boring than when he's in the ring is when he's actually talking. But I hope that he makes it through with Kovalev.
Yeah, man. Well, we're all gonna get answers from this Kovalev guy, and you know, Bernard Hopkins is gonna be the one to do that for us. I'm not saying he's gonna win, but we'll know just how good Kovalev is after this one.
Yeah. No, I agree with you completely. I think that it's a bit of a limbo, the whole light heavy thing, isn't it?
I don't think so. I mean, we got one guy cleaned up one side of that division, and you got another guy cleaned up the other side, and the third guy cleaned up all the Euro guys. So now two of the three are meeting. I mean, I think we're getting closure. I mean, if you think about it, all this took place last year, so and some of this year. So they're right on target. They're spot on.
Yeah, but I mean, there's an old age pensioner is the benchmark for them. What is he? 60?
What did you say?
Called Bernard Hopkins a pensioner.
The pensioner that we're using as the benchmark for what's quality.
Yeah, but the problem with that statement is
he'll have his free bus pass in a couple of years.
The problem with that statement is that people been calling Bernard Hopkins old for a long time, and he's been beating a lot of you young guys up.
I know, man. I know. It's it. Hey, are you going to the Garcia fight?
Yes, I am, sir.
What pub are you going to before it?
Say what?
Are you going to a bar before it?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be at Jimmy's. Is that what's around there? No, that's Madison Square, right? Yeah, that is Madison Square. So the Barclays Center, they'll probably be at the bar at section 107.
Yeah, great stuff, man. But and you're listening as I'll talk to you during the week or talk to you next week.
No problem, Eamon. Let me see here. 818, you're live.
What's up, guys?
What up?
Hello?
How are you, man?
You there,
Hello?
brother?
Yeah, you're there, brother.
Okay. All right, I just want to say, first of all, I thought it was a great performance by Kovalev. I mean, if you actually watch his past fights, he always measures his opponents out in the first round. He never goes all out. That was a legitimate knockdown, but I thought that was more of him being off balance. I disagree about the fact that, he gets tired in the later rounds. I mean, if you look at the Agnew fight, it was the 8th round and the guy was going all out. I mean, I didn't see him tired in the Agnew fight at all. I just saw Agnew in survival mode. I didn't see any cardio issues with Kovalev. I'm going to favor Kovalev over Hopkins, just due to the fact of Kovalev's boxing skills. I mean, this isn't a public prototype. I mean, if you look at Kovalev, the guy almost made the Russian Olympic team. This was a multiple Russian national amateur champion. So the fact is that he doesn't need to outbox his opponents if he can just walk through them and knock them out. So that's why, and I mean, but if you look at the way he sets up his punches, he doesn't telegraph them, unlike Stevenson. So I just think that it's going to be a tougher fight for Hopkins than Stevenson because, I mean, just watching Stevenson against Pomfara, I mean, if that was Kovalev, that was landing those shots, Stevenson would have been out cold. So I just think we have a new era of fighters like Golovkin and Kovalev where, it's not just box punchers. I mean, these guys are boxer punchers. I mean, how can you be just a puncher, if you're a silver medalist, at the Olympics, multiple world amateur champion, how are you just a puncher? So I just think that, just a new breed of fighters that are coming up.
Yeah, man. Well,
regarding
we're excited to have those new guys, brother, because they are adding excitement. So we're happy to have them. Listen, I'm going to get to some other callers. 818, thank you for calling in, brother. I hope you do so more often, okay?
Okay, thanks.
615, you're live. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Big Cleve from Cleveland, though, out of Nashville. Yeah, I just wanted to say, if Beeb and Wood, much respect to you guys and all the hosts, y'all, it's the best boxing show, bar none. But if you want to sit up here and say that you want to see the best fights and all that too, which I do too, you have to criticize Pacquiao Algieri. Because no matter what you think of Algieri's skills and all like that, y'all know that you would want Pacquiao to face someone else. And I know there's a Cold War and all that type of shit, but you have to just say, fuck that. I want that too. So all I'm saying is just, just be honest with that too.
Would you have been upset? Would you have been upset if Provodnikov got the shot had he got past Algieri though? That's kind of where I am. I'm in this weird middle ground where I want Provodnikov to fight Pacquiao.
I've been, and this will show you, I've been listening for a while. I kind of agree with Ness's original assessment of Provodnikov. I think he's damn near close to a bum to me personally, except for that fight with Pacquiao. I would have been more interested in the Algieri fight as far as this action and all that. But I just look at HBO right now, and they got a lot of B fighters who are fighting in like big fights that I don't like. Like, to me personally, Mike Alvarado, he's a B fighter. Brandon Rios, man, I didn't even want to see that shit yesterday. To keep it real, I just hope he, stays healthy. He just needs to retire. But I don't know, y'all. Like, you just got to be fair with if you're gonna call out, Al Heyman for setting up these fights that are, you know, like this fights coming up, either Danny Garcia, Bersalka, and all like that. You got to say something about Pacquiao, man. I mean, come on, it ain't even the Pacquiao Rios. Let's be real, man. That's knew that Pacquiao.
You're making very good points. You have an argument. You definitely have an argument. And you know what's funny, James? Not to criticize what you said, but I disagree a little bit because I subscribe to the theory that styles make fights, and I actually think Provodnikov matches up a lot better with Pacquiao than Algieri does.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if you're okay with Provodnikov fighting Pacquiao, and since Algieri beat Provodnikov, you almost got to be okay with it because, I mean, he beat the man to get the man. I'm okay. It's like he didn't have a championship, or, I mean, he did have a championship, but, I mean, he's snatched up and he's moving on.
I just think style-wise, I just think that Algieri's going to have a lot of problems against Pacquiao. I could be wrong, but, you know, it could be interesting. But I just think that, to beat Pacquiao, you have to kind of get up in his chest, and you got to make the fight a little ugly. And that's what Provodnikov could do. Provodnikov could use his physicality, and I think that disrupts Pacquiao a little bit when you get close to him, when you nudge him, you bump him a little bit, kind of throw off his rhythm. I don't think Algieri has that style where he could do that to Pacquiao. So that's why I would be more interested in a Provodnikov-Pacquiao fight based off the styles.
I don't think an Algieri-Pacquiao fight, though, can even be compared to Rob Zelka versus Danny Garcia, because there's at least an argument to be made why Chris Algieri could be there. There really is no legitimate argument that Rod needs to be in the ring with that. So I don't agree with that part of the argument, man. I definitely think that the Chris Algieri fight versus Pacquiao is a little bit more warranted. And who else is out there? Brandon Rios ain't gonna do it. I definitely don't want to see a fucking Alvarado fight. I don't hate the Algieri fight. I think Algieri's gonna give it more issues than what people are giving him. I'm not hating on Pacquiao. I just think Algieri's style is going to allow for Pacquiao to be on the outside the entire time. It's going to be similar to Bradley 1.
I'm on your side with this, James. I think that he beat the guy who was supposed to get the fight, so he should get the fight. Boxing, you know, we've lost so much of its originality, but at least that we should never lose it. You know, the underdog won. The underdog gets his day in the sun. Yeah, that's going to be about it for today, guys. You can catch us Thursday. Continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook. Visit the website. Support if you can. Donate if you can. Remember about this Floyd Mayweather glove giveaway that we got. We're going to be doing that September 14th. We're going to be giving it away. So remember to head on over to the Boxing Voice. One click on the donate button out of $1.40 gets you in the running, so you can donate as many times as you want. I'm going to be at the Garcia fight. And I'm looking to go to Broner and Crawford. I'm liking both of those fights. And I know they're not the best fights, especially not for someone to travel. But what we've been getting this year, hey, man, those are pretty good fights. So I
like the Crawford fight.
Great time over in Nebraska. You know, for people who thought Nebraska wasn't a good place, it definitely ended up being a great place for boxing. So I don't want to miss out on this one, man. I'm going to probably take that trip out there, man, and also to Cincinnati, man. So you can catch me on Twitter at NestGTO, and you can catch my good co-host James at
Jameson Rocket.
And you can
the Beebster.
You know you can catch me at JHabib1. Make sure you go to theboxingvoice.com, check out the store, buy something, buy a shirt, buy a phone case, buy a hat. Buy a sweatshirt. Maybe you could buy a sweatshirt for the wintertime. Buy some shorts. You could buy sweatpants. Download the Boxing Voice app. Support the Boxing Voice, baby.
Hey, Beeb, speaking about the app, I got a few tweets. People want you to add the scorecard, man, and I know this is impossible. I heard that. So what's going on with that? Is that something
impossible? It's impossible.
So how about we just make our own scorecard app, separate from our website app?
Well, we could do that, but it's going to cost some buku, baby. It's not. It's a lot of technology.
If we got any guys that develop apps for iPhone or Android to listen to this show, reach out to us, man. You just got a job. Until then, Thursday, we'll see you live. Later, guys.
Peace.